VHS. On a scale of 1 to 6, which one is the best? Ninjas, monsters, rock and roll. I got analog blood and a beta soul. Neon Lord with the glug jug handy. The night's the night for raviolis for Randy. Raviolis, raviolis for Randy. Raviolis, raviolis for Randy. Mac and me, Munchie and Mandy. Raviolis, raviolis for Randy. Raviolis for Randy tonight.
909-5464. Go get the phone. I said get it, not eat it.
Ripped from the pages of the Pastanomicon and filmed in glorious marinara vision, it is Ravioli for Randy, episode something from the season of the 2. I got Joey with me. Yeah, your audio's definitely not working. Try it. All right. Hold on. I knew it. I knew it. I forgot to add, to look at our audio. And then, of course, it's an easy fix. It's just do my headphones, microphone. Yeah. Audio input. Oh, it's so ridiculous. Why does it do this every time? So audio input capture. Yep. Because, heaven forbid it actually does the ones. Microphone. No, I don't want. I guess that's not what I want. The sponsors are going to be very upset.
Hello.
Yep. How's that sound, chat? What up, dudes? Punishment in the chat. Okay, so we are filmed in the glorious marinara vision. Speaking of marinara, Joey.
Speaking of marinara,
you
Joey.
You can go to Factor 75, the sponsors of this episode, and use the code that you see and get 50% off your first box of high-quality microwaved meals, I assume, because I've never tried one. Don't tell them that.
See, right now, ladies and gentlemen, you could be sitting down to watch this beautiful Ravioli for Randy with raviolis right in front of you from the comfort of your own home.
Yep, 2 minutes in the microwave. It's like the Jetsons. They mail you the food.
Living in the future, baby.
Yeah. So do yourself a favor. Get 50% off your first box from the Neon Lord, from the Joey, from the Luau Lou, and forks up to us, I guess, right?
Forks up. I'm going to be writing them a check to buy some meals with my official Mr. Shutter special pen made by Brian's dad. Check how awesome that is. What a gentleman. I love this. This is my note tonight.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Right. So with that being said, we're here to talk to Luau Lou.
What a gentleman. What a gentleman.
So, Lou, tell them who you are, tell them about your game, and give us the elevator pitch. No pressure.
All right, man. I'm Luau Lou. Among a lot of things I try to get my hands into, I write games, do some game design, do some adventure design. The thing that right now is kind of my big baby is the Dare Luck Club. So this is an adolescent adventure game where you take on the roles of misfit, 8 to 15-year-olds out in the world, doing what they do best, getting in trouble. It's your typical setup. The adults in the community don't believe you. Yep. The authority won't help you. And meanwhile, in the background, you get everything from mobsters to monsters to alien invasions going on. And it's just you and your 10-speed trying to solve that problem.
The good old days.
Would you say you are a kid on a bike?
Most of the game, yeah.
Excellent.
Lou, you have a Kickstarter going right now.
I do. So this is kind of a cool thing. One of the artists for the book the guy that I've actually known since elementary school. We kind of moved away from each other and then got back in touch. And turns out he's, just turned into this phenomenal artist, Christopher Tupa. He had done art for the book, and this has been like maybe September. He emailed me and said, "Hey man, I've been kind of bored a little bit and doodling up some stuff, and I think I got a zine for you for the, their Luck Club. Would you be okay with that?" I'm like, yeah. You want to do a zine for free? Yeah, sure, man, that's great. And I'd already been thinking about, like, I just kind of want to release this into the wild, as far as like, if people want to make scenarios for it, or additional material for it, I don't care. This is before the OGL stuff. We don't have to get into that.
Yeah,
but,
sure.
But it's just the idea that, this is something that I think connects with all of us, because we've all been that kid with the overactive imagination that's, been out past supper time when they're supposed to be home, hanging out with friends in the backwoods or what have you.
Sounds like a lot like us right now, Lou. I don't know if things have changed that much. We might be a little bit older, and I don't.
Knock on wood that they don't.
I'm getting the widow's peak, but that still shines pretty true, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So he did this zine, and he's like, he doesn't have a Kickstarter account going or whatever. He said, "You want to kickstart it, since you already got people that are connected with the game." And so I was like, "Yeah." So we're doing Zine Quest with Madness at the Mall.
Madness at the Mall.
Yeah. So it's your traditional, journal size zine. It's black and white interior. The cover's pretty much black and white, but we're going to upgrade a little bit, put some color highlights in it. And it details, it has this neat little like time capsule of what mall life was like in the mid to late 80s. It talks about the stores that are there, the atmosphere. Has a nice little map of a good mall with a bi-level mall kind of thing. And then it has 10 adventure starters, where on one page there's a full detail of, where he's drawn out the, main baddie for that adventure hook. And then on the other side, there's all these ideas about what to do with it, and how to progress that into a game. So it's real fun. There's 10 of those, and then there's a back that has NPCs in it. He's like, "Man, I just want to give it away. I just, I had fun working on it. I want to give it away." So we looked at what it was going to cost, and kind of padded a little bit, because you just never know. So we had, $7 will pick you up at. And then I'm like, "Man, if you're going to give it away, then I got to give something away too." So I threw on there the paperback version of the rule book for the game. And, I think it's like a $25 add-on, which sounds like a lot, but folks, you got to understand, when you're a small press, that's about what it costs you to get it printed and shipped to you.
Yeah.
So
realistically, $25 is cheap.
That's a big book. That's
We're
a big
talking
220 pages, full color.
Yeah.
20. That's
color.
a steal. Yeah, it's a
That's
steal.
full color.
That's
It
full
is.
color. Yeah.
Oh man. That's a steal, brother.
Yeah, turn to the black and white page when I say full color.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're giving that away.
Yeah, 25 is too cheap. That's why I couldn't pass it up, Joey. He got me.
I got it. I picked it up too. So you congratulations. The Kickstarter's already funded, and you got like 2 weeks to go, right?
Yeah, I'm real happy with it. Thanks to you guys and folks like you guys. I think we're shipping out another, I can't remember. I think it's like another 14 or 20 rule books, which means 14 or 20 new people coming into the system, learning
Awesome.
it, and realizing why it's got value. I mean, it's I've played this game with folks that, well, see, it started off at the time of COVID, so there's a lot of virtual cons here. So this number is going to sound bigger than what it normally would, but we've done about 35 cons with this game system, and the constant thread that people say is, this captures this late 70s and early 80s, kids on bikes sort of movie cinema kind of thing. Not to say that other games out there aren't great. In fact, I mean, you guys got some buddies, Ted and Ben, and they've got a wonderful game too. I'm just now starting to get into it and read its rules. But some of the more well-known ones, they do a great job. They've got interesting rules, but the thing people say is that it doesn't have the feel of that era. It has the feel of this era looking back to that era, which is cool too. Each their own. So I'm happy with it. I'm excited about it.
Tell me a little bit about, I have a copy PDF, but for the people at home, just describe the foundation that you built the rules upon? What are we looking at here for rolling dice?
So the thing I really was trying to do with this game is like try to get down to the bare minimum that it takes to make a character and make a character interesting.
Okay.
So the characters all I'm gonna flip to a page with an example character. All right, so here we have our average kid here.
Okay.
So the characters all have 5 basic stats.
Okay.
And those stats have numbers that represent how many dice you're going to roll.
So it's a starting dice pool system?
Yeah, it's like a dice pool system, yeah. So the number of dice for the kids start off being anywhere from 1 to 3. And then they've got some kind of resource stats down here, oomph and marbles. And so you roll your stats for whatever it is you're trying to do. So like scrap, if you're trying to like lift something heavy, or if you're in a tussle or something, you're rolling that. Brains, if you're trying to figure something out. Yep. Shenanigans, if you're trying to trick somebody or set a trap. And then there's little mischiefs that can kind of give you detriments, flaws, that kind of thing. And there's niftiness that can give you bonuses to certain things that your character is exceptionally good at. So it's real simple. We've all played games like that. There's no real innovation there.
Sure.
The thing that changes things up is this toy box. The characters have a toy box, which is basically an allotment of different types of polyhedrals. So like starting off, you start with like, I think it's 44s and 66s and, yada, yada. And when you go to roll your pools, you get to decide what die type it's going to be. So you can be like, I'm going to roll my D10s.
Oh,
so you mark off a D10 and you make your 2 die roll of, 2D10. And, as the game goes on, you get down to where you have to use them all. So depending on what you've chosen and when, you could get into that, climactic scene and, oh crap, I only got my D4.
Oh, I like this, Lou. So this is like resource management too.
Yeah, exactly. It solves that wild die kind of problem. Like most games like this have a wild die that, if you only have one die and something, at least you can try. But this way, you kind of, if you reserved your D10s or whatever, you can still try. It could still work out.
Brilliant. I like that, man.
And the game masters work in the same way too. All the baddies and everything are all rolled off of a toy box for the game master. And that gives you as a game master some leeway. But, we've all been in that situation where it's not the climax of the game, but the baddie, the choices that were made put it so that the baddie's most likely just going to kick everybody's butt right here, and that's going to be it. But here you can kind of manage things and go like, well, I'm not pulling out the big guns yet. I'll pick my little dice for this baddie because this is just supposed to be a, dipping the toes in the water kind of thing for the adventure that's yet to come. So
that's the Dare Luck Club by Luau Lou. You can get it as an add-on to the Madness at the Mall, right?
Yeah.
Madness at the Mall. That's live on Kickstarter now. And I think there's a PDF on drive-through.
Yeah, all my stuff's available on drive-through, Lulu, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. There's the main book comes in paperback, or you can get the hardbound edition.
Yeah.
Like I said, the paperback right now, $25 off of the Kickstarter. If you're going to get it, it's worth going there because it's going to cost you almost twice that anywhere else.
I can't,
200 pages.
I can't believe I never saw the original Kickstarter at all.
Yeah, it was 3 years ago, I think, something like that. So then we also have for the adventures, we have these things called triple dog dares, and what these do is they take one really nice map, like that one back there is the one that's coming out here in April. It's an amusement park, so it'll use that map. It'll give you 3 full-blown, fully detailed adventures that take place in that location to kind of because the maps are the hard part, right? You guys are designers and stuff. You know what it costs to get a map made or to make one yourself. Takes a lot of time, and so doing that and then writing adventures around it, you can give people more bang for their buck. So these other ones, Mayhem at the Museum and Haunt House, these are ones that are already came out on drive-through, Lulu.
All right, I didn't know about those, man. I got to check those out. I love supplements. Supplements is where it's at for me these days.
So all right, so cool stickers for everybody since we broke 500. And I noticed that next to it is a Murderbot 3000. Is that going to be a sticker?
Yeah, so we're looking at it now because now we got to choose like what's the best thing to make in a sticker. And knowing Christopher, he's probably drawing new stuff anyhow. So the murder bot's definitely. He and I were talking. I'm like, that's that one and the what is it? The Cabbage Patch Killer it's spelled with a K though. Totally, no trademark violation. That one, I think you can see that image on the bottom of the Kickstarter.
Yeah, it is like what system is this for? Has the cabbage?
Yeah, on that page. So those are two that I'm pushing for, but they're going to be die cut and they're going to have that holographic foil behind them. So we're trying to figure out like what would really look good with that. And the Murderbot definitely. I mean, come on, no brainer.
Yeah,
well, I've gone on a hill and died on defending Chopping Mall on this show. It was either this one or Sewer Rats, where I was bamboozled and ganged upon that it was an awful movie. But I'm sticking to my guns. I'm a Chopping Mall fanatic.
I did not push back. That was that was Ben Maz.
Yeah.
Ben Maz was talking trash on Chopping Mall.
I love that movie. It's a good movie. I just recently watched it again. It is fantastic.
It holds up, man. You gotta have
it does what it's meant to do. I mean, it's true to its nature. You can't deny a movie that.
Absolutely.
Speaking of movies,
we're
going to be talking about the genre that the Neon Lord has dubbed
Kids on Bikes.
Kids on Bikes. Now, that does not mean all of our movies are going to have kids on bikes. And every time we do this show, me and my brother Brian, we kind of we give ourselves different boundaries, not just personally. We don't talk about any of the movies before the show ever, so we never know what rules we set for ourselves. He just says, Joey, Lou's coming on the show. We're talking about Dare Luck Club, Madness at the Mall, and we're going to be talking about movies, Kids on Bikes. And that's what we're going to do tonight. Some runners up, and then our favorite 6. We'll shoot the breeze. You jump in on the chat. Tell us what you think. Shoot us down. Make us feel good. Make us feel terrible. Have a couple of soda pops, and that's how we do it here on Raviolis for Randy. I do want to mention, since this is Raviolis for Randy, a moment of silence for Leapin' Lanny Poffo, Lord Randy's biological brother, the genius. I used to love that guy, Bri. I really loved him in the ring, throwing out the Frisbees. I always wanted to go to a WWF show so I could catch a Leapin' Lanny Poffo Frisbee. Never came to fruition, but a boy can dream.
Absolutely. And while you're dreaming, you can always pop in a Factor meal. It's only 2 minutes in the microwave. 50% off your first order if you use our promo code.
I love it. This is great. We're going to have Ron Popeil on the show next.
Oh, Ron Popeil. Yeah, which one did he do?
I just remember he's just one of my, it's a wonderful Weird Al Yankovic song.
Also, Punishment 90 in the chat just backed Madness at the Mall with the
Punishment. You're awesome.
Thank you, sir.
With the Dare Luck Club added. So we'll have to have Lou come on and run us through it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because
I
was in the Joey didn't make the cut, but I was in the Christmas game on the.
I thought I got snubbed, man. I thought Joey was like, I'll help out, but.
No! I'm sorry, I wasn't snubbing at all. It was the time frame of it, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry about that. No, I would have loved to. It only had to do with the time. Because it was a late game.
Yeah, we were the late show.
Yeah. You guys were the late game.
But we made the most money. Now I don't know if it was really us or just people at the end of the whole thing, making
it was us.
But
it was us.
Totally.
Lou, I would never snub you. I love you. That was strictly due to family time around the holidays. That was a late night one, and I couldn't wing it.
Well, I covered it.
Busting you, man.
I covered it for the Royale crew because I played as Marty the whole time.
That's cool.
I did donate for the Crawl for the Cure.
Oh yeah, and Father
Goose did good work, man. Corey Welch, he's the man behind that whole mechanism.
Yeah.
He has lots of help. He'll be the first to tell you that. But man, that guy, he really, twice a year he does it at Gamehole Con Live, and then he does the virtual one. Lots of money raised for good cause we can all agree on.
Yeah, he crushed it. It was unbelievable. Like working nonstop.
Awesome. Yeah, the coins. Punishment brings up the coins we got in the mail. Those are very cool.
Yeah, I got mine floating around somewhere.
Father Goose says Corvaxian Codex 2. Oh, I just lost the chat. Corvaxian Codex 2 for DCC. He's going to be putting that out. And then I saw, hold on, where are we here?
Yeah,
I gotta scroll.
chat's a flutter.
And then the Interdimensional Mega Mall will kickstart in the fall. So
Yeah.
we'll have
Another one.
sure.
For
And
Troika.
I would love to play Dare Luck Club. That is, I love the genre. So
Yeah.
let's talk about the genre.
Yeah,
Kids
so
on Bikes.
okay, yeah. So kids on bikes, interesting, right? So it's not necessarily. It's just so I summed it up to like kids in over their heads in a problem, right? May it be natural, supernatural, or like against the mafioso, if you will.
Yeah.
So not
Or
necessarily
some kind of evil landowner.
Yeah.
Where do they age out at in your guys' mind?
I would say like teen, right? Because like my wife asked if Breakfast Club would hit, and I said absolutely not. Absolutely not a kids on bike. I would say from like 8 to 12.
That's about where I get at. Sometimes I'll let it get up to like 15, like when we're running the game.
Yeah,
because
I'm with
they're
you,
still
I
not
say 8 to
empowered
15.
with their license, right?
Exactly,
Once
yes.
they're empowered with that,
Okay.
it changes.
It's like, yeah, once you get the license, forget about it. It's like Children of the Corn. Then you're dead. You're going, you're not hanging out on the street anymore. You trade in the bike for the car.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a whole nother. That's a Corey and Corey movie there.
yeah, sure. Oh boy, Corey, that song gets stuck in my mind.
Hey, all right. So the song, right? We talking about Comeback King?
No, not Comeback King. Although I know that one. What's up with the youth? What's up with the youth? I saw it. Like I keep on watching this performance he did on the Howard Stern show. It's terrible. I feel bad for the guy. He was my favorite, man.
I will say, like, I watched the Comeback King and I was like, oh, this is rough, right? You go to the comment section. I thought they were going to be roasting him. It's all positive, Corey.
Yep.
I was very happy to see that no one was hitting him hard.
Bless his heart. He's not
He's
a bad
trying.
guy.
No, I would love to have him on Play Some Neon Lords with Corey Feldman.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah,
it's on my list. I did hit up Macaulay Culkin today, so hopefully.
I know. I was very impressed with that, man. You're a mover and a shaker.
Yeah. So speaking of moving and shaking, let's Lou, what's your first honorable mention? Let's start it off. Let's get
you may not think of it as a kids on bikes sort of movie, but I really do, and I kind of use it sometimes for some of my ideas for the game.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, okay. I
the
can
kid
see that.
in that.
Yes.
Is the only one at first that realizes what's going on. He's on his own. He's got to figure out how to use the shotgun shell to get his way out of the locked room and get out to do his deal. So I think of that like a kid's on bike, and I really enjoy some of the inspiration it gives you is mashing up horror and that adolescent adventure genre.
So if you're playing Ravioli Bingo at home, yes, Phantasm was mentioned again on Ravioli for Randy. There's a couple things that pop up every single episode, Lou, and you just press the red button for the first one. Cascarelli, one of my favorite movies of all time, Phantasm. And I would say it does have aspects of a kid on bike film. If it wasn't for Reggie's ice cream truck or his brother's car, he'd probably be running a Huffy through the neighborhood, through the cemetery. Good call. If I may, my first runner-up is a documentary that I think really sets the tone for everything we're talking about here. And that documentary film that I adhere to the kids on bike genre is Class Action Park. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah. Didn't I
don't know that I have.
Yeah, Class Action Park. Did you call that kids on a bike movie?
I call it a documentary that sets the tone for a kids on bikes film.
Interesting. I'll take it.
Just the unabashed freedom of youth.
Yeah.
Gone wild in a poorly constructed, very dangerous amusement park. Action Park, Lou, if you weren't familiar with it, if you lived in the tri-state region like Brian and I did, it was always on the commercials. Come to Class Action Park. It was a water park. And 2 deaths, multiple injuries, no formal safety engineering at all, to the extent that there was a loop-de-loop that people would come out of it with scratches on them because of the teeth embedded in the bumper inside of it.
Oh,
Right?
geez.
Yeah.
Ow.
So you watch this movie and it's like play by play, like these people that were actually there, the kids that work there, and Bride, that's where the Kids on Bikes thing come in. It's the stories of the old employees who like ran the gamut from 14 to 16, working at this place, drinking, messing around, doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So to me, that is a nice an appetizer. If you're going to write an adventure, I highly recommend watching Class Action Park first and just getting that little taste of what's to come.
Yeah, I mean, that
so
makes
I've
sense.
seen the non-documentary that was based on that. I assume. I think it was called Adventureland or something like that.
Oh, yeah, with the old Twilight.
Yeah.
Old Twilight.
Old Twilight.
Yeah, then Robert Pattinson.
It's not popping in my mind either.
We call it Robert.
That's my first runner-up. Bride, how about you?
First runner-up I got is Turbo Kid.
Nice. If you're playing Ravioli Bingo at home,
Yep.
Turbo Kid is the next square.
Yep, I had to it is a Kids on Bike post-apocalyptic movie.
Absolutely.
Turbo
Literally.
Kid. Yeah, Turbo Kid is one of my favorite movies of all time. I talk about it every episode, so I figured I'd have to squeeze it in.
Yep.
I mean, I don't have to talk about it anymore because we've talked about it to death. This is second season, and we've talked about it every single episode.
Every single episode. Yep.
It's phenomenal.
All right.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. It's a wonderful film. Lou, have you seen Turbo Kid?
I have seen clips of it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
But
it's like so. Like when they talk about like modern movies, like the pillars of my modern movies is Mandy, Psycho Gorman, Hobo with a Shotgun, and Turbo Kid.
I can't do Hobo with a Shotgun. I will do the others, but
You never see? Have
Hobo
you
with
seen
a
it?
Shotgun is brutal.
Oh, it's unrelentingly brutal.
It's like the flu on film.
And speaking of flu on film, I have a VHS copy
Oh,
that
boy.
gives it the extra piss filter.
The piss filter.
Like that's like we talk about like because they always take modern movies and then
Yep.
port them over to VHS. That one is beautiful on VHS. Like it fits it perfect.
I'm gonna drop a bomb in the chat, and we're gonna move on to our next.
Yeah, VFW is another good one. Punishment. Yeah, so I was looking up Kids on Bikes, and then like a KY jelly commercial started playing on the the website, and it played through the headphones. So they're all
You
making
got to get
fun
kids
of me.
from somewhere.
Yeah. Curate a must-watch list and post it in the Onlord server. Yeah, we will.
I'm gonna drop. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm gonna drop this bomb. I'm gonna just answer this. I just send this question out there into the world. I want to hear from the crew as we go to our next choice. But have any of you seen Skinamarink yet? And what are your thoughts? Ooh, ooh! This is gonna.
My YouTube rabbit holes that I always go down, and I drag you with me, Joey. It went on to a Skinamarink one, and I didn't watch it. I was like, nope, I gotta watch the movie first.
Gotta watch it first. And Ben Grimes, I love you. Definitely. I didn't even think about this one. Detroit Rock City.
Oh yeah. I would say no because they do have a car in it.
But they steal it. I don't think they're old enough to drive.
I think it's like one of their. I don't know. That's pushing the line. I know.
I like it when the kid throws up. That was perfect for me when it came out because I was really into Kiss at that time.
Yeah. And what's up with all these Kiss movies? Because there was Role Models was all Kiss based too.
And it's they're in Dazed and Confused. They paint the statues. And see, there's a good example of right after Kids on Bikes, like a Dazed and Confused.
Yeah. And then Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah. You know what's horrible?
What?
The Stoned Age. You ever see that?
No.
Oh my God. So it's like they tried to do they tried to ride on the coattails of Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
And like you see scenes and there's like cars from 1996 driving in the background. It's horrible. The kids are wearing wigs. It's don't watch the Stone Age. It's nothing like Dazed and Confused.
I don't plan on watching it.
All right. So let's go. What's your next runner-up, Lou?
Oh, man, there's just so many to choose from. I'm gonna go with I'll go with Stand By Me.
Okay.
Ooh, as a I'll put a pin in it. He's saying
No. That was going to be my next runner-up.
Okay.
So,
all right.
It's a great movie. Obviously, it belongs in the annals of movies as being a great movie. It doesn't. The reason I don't have it higher is because it doesn't translate well to like carrying over to ideas for like a game or anything like that. It doesn't inspire me to do anything else other than absorb it as a movie. Because it's so deeply based on the characterization of the kids in it and their psychology and the mixture of how that interacts. But it does bring back the memory.
That makes me cry every time I watch it. At the end, when he's sitting in the car and he's reading about Chris getting shanked in the chicken joint, and he says, I never had friends like I did when I was 12, something like that. And then I went back and I read The Body again the other day, and there's this one line that I hate, and it's about like how friends come in and out of your lives like busboys. Like, it's very poignant, but what a thing to reflect on. Yeah. But man, I was 12 going on 13 the first time I saw a dead human being. It was the summer of 1959, a long time ago, only if you're counting in terms of years. I lived in a small town in Oregon called Castle Rock. Oh, the kid wasn't dead. The kid wasn't sleeping. No, the kid wasn't sick. The kid wasn't sleeping. The kid was dead. I don't know, Flowers, Brower, something like that. Picking blueberries and bam, hit by the train. Right?
Yeah.
Right, Neon Lord?
Absolutely.
He's rolling his eyes over there.
Well, because I thought it was going to be your number one. I called it all week.
No, it can't be because my boundary tonight, the rule I set for myself is that it had to take place in the 80s. 80s or early 90s.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Place in 59. So I didn't include that one because then you got other films like Sandlot. That's a really good one that's got some a bit of a kids on bikes on it. Now, Lou, I thought about I wrote an adventure that I played at an event in town using Tales from the Loop when it first came out. Mm-hmm. Because that was before your book. That was before Dark Places and Demogorgons from Eric Bloat. That was before
Kids on
Don't Tell Mom and Dad. So that was like my first thing. And I used it and I love the dice pool, but I took all the kind of tech elements out of it. And I wrote a game. I wrote just a quick adventure, a one shot called Train Dodge. And part of it was like, there was some kind of satanic panic stuff going on and a goat down at the train tracks, like a black goat that was helping them. But part of it was they had to get across the bridge, the train bridge, to get to the Quonset hut where the kid was possessed by the devil from playing a record backwards. It was a mess. So not really, but there's elements of Stand By Me that would work really well in a kids on bike game because you got the bullies. And anytime I run a WHPA game, I stole that. Like, I got to always have like my Chris Eyeball Chambers or Ace Merrill always lurking somewhere right before you're about to grab the gold. One of those guys is there with a switchblade.
Extra complication. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. And I agree with you. That's one of my favorite films of all time. I can't even count how many times I've seen it. Very, very poignant film. But yep. How about you, Bri?
My honorable mention next one is Attack the Block.
Attack the Block.
Man, I'm using my pencil tonight. What's Attack the Block, huh?
Attack the Block is these British kids in London watch an alien crash in their neighborhood. Oh man, if you've never seen it, the alien work in it is awesome. Like, they're like almost pitch black, but their eyes and their teeth are like glowing like blue. And it's got John Boyega in it as like a kid, and then like it's essentially like they just like makeshift weapons to fight these aliens.
I've never heard of this.
You've never seen Attack the Block?
No.
Oh, just
I
wait.
got it written down. I got to check that one out.
That's
Yeah.
why I love this show, man. You always teach me something. Attack the Block.
Attack the Block. It is awesome. It's got the fat dude from Shaun of the Dead is like a drug dealer in it.
All right, this is 2011, so this is a newer one. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, chat's gotten so yes. Silver Bullet. Woo!
Yeah, Silver Bullet used to scare the crap out of me as a
Me
kid.
too, man.
And then
That was a
he
real
hit
scary
the
one.
werewolf with a firework in the eye.
Roman
and then
candle right
Roman
in the eye.
candle in the eye, and then the neighbor
Yeah.
had the eye patch on, and that's when like you got like the chills in your back. That it's the spoiler
That would
alert.
be great for an adventure. The wound presenting itself the day after in human
absolutely.
form. I love that.
Absolutely.
And the wheelchair, that souped up wheelchair, that thing's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, great idea on that one.
That's a Stephen King thing, though, isn't it? Silver Bullet.
Yeah, Cycle of the Werewolf.
Yeah, I'm not. You know me and Stephen King. We don't get along.
Yeah, you got to jump in. There's a couple of good men if you find the right one.
I think like if you watch his movies till like the last 10 minutes and then you shut it off and keep the rest up here, they're great movies.
That's true. You know, you got a point.
He doesn't land the plane often, but it's a fun ride.
But I'll tell you what, when I got the Stephen King Time Life collection in the mail every month when I was a kid, that made me a reader. Woo! I'm telling you, man, there's some good stuff in there, Bri.
Interesting.
You got to stick with the classics. Salem's Lot, one of the scariest things I've ever read in my life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. All right, Lou, what do you got for another? Let's do another round of honorables, and we'll get right to the list.
Another honorable mention. Oh man, it's hard to pick. I'm gonna go with Flight of the Navigator.
Hell
Yeah.
Here we go. Talk about the most scariest scene in a movie. We talk about when the kid shows up years later, thought it was his house, goes to his room, and it's like his parents don't live there anymore. I was just talking to my parents about it the other day.
Oh my God. I'll tell you what, I was talking to my wife over a bowl of chili right before this show tonight because it is one of my runners up. Flight of the Navigator, voiced by
Paul Rubens. Yep.
Pee-wee.
Like you know, like your house is your fortress as a kid, right? That's the safe zone. Once you make it through the threshold of your house, you're safe. But when you go and it's not your house anymore, you got an old lady yelling at you.
Oh,
horrible!
I got my hair is going up on my arm. That one really gets me, man.
Yeah, it does me too. It's gonna get into my next honorable mention, but we'll talk about Flight of the Navigator. Lou, why'd you pick Flight of the Navigator?
It's just, I mean, at the time it came out, it was brilliant to me. I mean, the idea of, crossing the genre of the whole, alien encounters thing in Area, 51 and all that. And then crossing that with the, youth movie or whatever, it was cool. I remember I grew up on a farm, and I remember there were days that I would go out into the field and actually nights, I guess, that I'd go out in the field and just look up the sky, hoping that there'd be like a UFO that'd grant me some powers or take me in some amazing little journey or whatever. So I don't know, just hit me where I live, I guess.
Yep.
Would you consider Flight of the Navigator an E.T. ripoff movie?
I don't think so. I mean, it doesn't have the cutesy buddy alien kind of component.
It's
true. Reverse ET.
It does though. It kind of does.
It's reverse ET.
It is reverse ET for sure.
The kid's the ET. He's got to get home.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the ship has there's an animal in the ship.
Yeah. There's a whole menagerie.
Yeah.
That's the other
zoo,
when the big eye pops up, and then there's the little cute thing, the little cute animal. You know what that animal reminds me of?
What's that?
Munchie. For those of you at home playing Ravioli Bingo, there's our other episodic mention.
Does it really remind you of Munchie, though?
No, it's a little alien. I had to say Munchie.
You're watching that live, aren't you? Or is that already passed?
No, so there's something came up with the a long story, but we were unable to watch it live. So it'll be soon because Vienna Beef couldn't make it, so we had to reschedule it.
Punishment. If me and my friends would have found ET as kids, we would have beat him with hammers.
Jeez.
Holy cow. What kind of neighborhood did you live in over there? Beating that poor little
It's
guy with
the
the
Amish Mafia.
All right, I'm psyched for Attack the Block.
Oh, have you looked at it? Like, have you snuck pictures?
On my phone.
Phenomenal.
My phone
Phenomenal movie. And that was awesome because it was like when John Boyega was in Star Wars, we're like, holy crap, it's the Attack of the Block kid.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So it's really cool. I mean, we're not going to talk about the new Star Wars, but they set him up to be a Jedi and then they robbed him of it. But,
I got one more runner-up that I actually watched again, probably for the first time in 30 years last night.
What you got?
And I still got a good kick out of it. Now, this is not kids on bikes. This is kids on boards. And it's the movie Thrashin', which I rented as a kid, starring a young Josh Brolin as kind of a valley guy who gets involved, classic. You got your classic, Romeo and Juliet situation. He falls in love with a rival skate gang's leader's sister, and all ridiculous. But man, it is the skate. First of all, there's some pretty cool skating. It's like what your parents thought skating was. It's like the commercial skating. It was great. But they go to they go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they're just babies in it too. And all the kids are doing this move where the skateboard is vertical and they're standing on the trucks and they're all hopping around like they're pogos. It's the corniest thing in the world. But man, the colors in this movie, it reminded me why I love lime green and hot pink so much, and why that reminds me of 80s skateboarding and going to the skate shop. Just the extreme commercial edge of skateboarding in the 80s. And it's just a really cool film. Everybody's always high-fiving. They're overacting. The partying is just stupid. I love it. I love it.
Do you like Thrashing more than Gleaming the Cube?
So very good question, Bri. And I was going to bring that up. Once again, I have not seen Gleaming the Cube in about 30 years or more. So I remember liking it. I remember loving Rad, Thrashing, and Gleaming the Cube. There was a time that whenever we had a babysitter, I would rent one of those three movies, or North Shore, which was the surfboarding kind of piece of that. But Thrashing, Rad, and Gleaming the Cube, all of them are wonderful.
Very
and those
cool.
are like literal kids on bikes, but not so much. It's more like, territorial stuff.
Yeah. I'd say it falls under Kids on Bikes for sure. We're very open-ended with what we consider a Kids on Bike movie. Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be literal bikes and kids like BMX Bandits.
But I think as we get deeper into this list, you'll see that, and I think it's going to happen for all of us. I bet, this is my hypothesis, that we're going to get into the supernatural zone more and more.
My number one is probably your number one.
Yeah, it is. I got
to guess on that. I think it's going to be my number 6.
I mean, I got a tattoo of it pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right, so we'll get there. I mean, yeah.
My final honorable mention is Cloak and Dagger.
Oh, put a pin in it.
Oh, awesome.
No. You don't have to. We can talk about it. Cloak and Dagger. Go.
What are you gonna say? You're very excited right now. So
I love it. I love it.
I do too.
It's how much I loved it until I rewatched some clips again of it over the past week in preparation for the show. Dabney. Oh yeah, absolutely, Ben. Of course, Ben knows Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, because what spawned it was I was trying to watch it this weekend when my parents were here, because the when the lady takes her glove off and she's missing the finger, freaked me out as a kid. I mean, there's actual death in it. The computer guy gets shot in the store.
Yep.
And then
that movie has role-playing games.
Yep.
And video games, and walkie-talkies, and murder.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then a beautiful, Into the Sunset, My Dad Is My Hero ending.
Yeah.
And filmed in what, San Antonio?
Was it?
I don't
I
know.
can believe that. Looks a lot
Because
like
they got like where's the big place that has like the river walk?
I don't
down
know.
around Alamo, that kind of area you talking?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not from the. I'm pretty sure it was. It takes place in San Antone, down at old San Antone.
You got it. In the Dare Luck Club, we have the Nintari Entertainment System.
Nintari?
And,
Nice.
one of the things I specifically mentioned is that there might be a rogue game cartridge out there somewhere with some plans for an experimental jet in it.
Oh, very cool. And I want to shout out to Ben Grimes one more time too. He brought up Super 8, which I absolutely love. I'm going to call that one a Kids on Bikes, but I also put that in with outside of the realm of the 80s. But I love it, man. Like the Dick Smith makeup book and all that. I love that the kids like really into prosthetics, and that's a beautiful movie.
I've never seen it.
You never seen Super 8, Brian?
No.
It's a good one, man. It's a good one.
I heard it's good. I'll watch it someday.
Really cool. Really cool stuff.
Excellent. All right, Lou, what is your number 6? Because get ready to put a pin in it.
Yeah, I'm almost guaranteeing pin time here. Monster Squad.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
Let's just talk about it. It's on all.
Well, I mean, is it your number 1, Joey?
No, it's not my number 1.
Interesting.
Oh, it's your number 1?
Yes, of course it's my number 1.
Oh, I got another number 1.
What?
Yeah, no, Monster Squad's definitely. I mean, we got to talk about it.
We will. We can talk.
Put a pin in it.
All right, we'll put a pin in it. All
right. That'll be Brian's number 1. All right. How about you, Brian?
No, you go. I want to know.
All right. Mine?
Yeah.
I got to make sure I get this right. It's been a while. Mine is an acronym, and I got to make sure I read the acronym correctly. Data Analyzing Robot Youth Life Form. Daryl. Woo! That's another one like Flight of the Navigator and like Cloak and Dagger. That takes you all over the place emotionally. That's when they made movies that really challenged kids socially and emotionally. Like you're not getting a big old chocolate bar, man. They put little pieces of glass in the chocolate bar in these movies because like you're like, this is awesome. Wait, what? Wait a second. You're gonna get rid of the kid? You're gonna blow him up? You're gonna self-destruct him? He's got a family. They're figuring out that he's alive. He's sentient. He's got feelings. He likes chocolate ice cream. And now you're gonna try to kill him? Hold on a second. The airplane blew up. Where's Daryl? Oh, he made it. Oh, wait, now he's drowning, strapped into his seat in the lake. What is going on here? And then they pronounce him dead. They pronounce the kid dead. Whew. And then he's okay. And now because he's dead, the government no longer owns him, so they can now resuscitate him or reactivate Daryl, this kind of cyborg, and he comes back to life and he can live with the family who loves him so much. What a roller coaster. Oh, man. And it's the kid from Neverending Story.
Oh, really?
Right?
Bastion?
Yep. Yeah, it's Bastion. Yeah.
That's a good one. Never-ending Story. That's kind of a kids on bikes. Not really, but kids on horses, I guess.
They're not horses, Dad. They're unicorns.
Yeah, but Artax in the swamp of Sorrow.
No, I know. But he says it. He says it.
I know he does. Because he's
looking at a tattoo.
Yeah. And he's looking at his hand like he's definitely on the spectrum for sure. All right, my number 6 is Goonies. I want to start it off with a
Put a pin in it.
Okay, yep. I figured.
Boy, we got the old switcheroo there.
I didn't. Is that your number 1?
Yeah.
I didn't want to go number. Okay, so all right, we'll talk about it. Right. Why my reasoning?
All
So number 5 is Monster House. It's an animated feature.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I feel like
anything has kids and Halloween and haunted house. Man, I'm
like
there.
It remake. I feel like they stole a bunch from Monster House.
I can see that.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
I noticed it like when we were watching. I was like, man, this is like awfully like Monster House for some reason.
That's a cool connection there. Oh, nice choice. I'm gonna put that on the rewatch list. I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, it's a good one. I
It
try
is
to
a
get the
good
kids to watch it all the time. I'm like, oh, it's a Monster House. And they're like, yeah, no, nah. I'm like,
Yeah.
I get that with the Iron Giant, man. I could watch that all day long, and the kids are like, "Yeah, it's not that great, Dad." It's like, "Yes, it
What
is.
do
It is. Believe me."
what do you think of? Now that I got you here, what do you think of Ready Player One?
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
I mean, I've never read the book, and I've heard the book. If you read the book, then you'll be like, "Oh, the movie's a piece of crap." But having not read the book, I love the movie.
Read the book.
Yeah.
I love both, but they're both separate. But like, there's so much Dungeons and Dragons references,
Mhm.
and like Tomb of Horrors is like involved in it. Like the book. Did you read the book, Joey?
No, I have not read the book.
So
Nope.
at Gamehole Con, I played Tomb of Horrors, and the game master threw in this whole bit of this lady like moving through the wall with VR glasses on and stuff, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's cool." I'm like, "What? This isn't it. I played this game a million times. There's no
Yeah.
gallery. What are you guys talking about?" Like, "Oh, you got to do it." Okay.
Yeah, I highly recommend. It's a page turner. It's like I've read like 3 books in my life, and Ready Player One's one of them. Because like I saw I saw the trailer, and I wanted to watch it so bad. I was like, well, why do I have to wait? I can just read the book.
Holy cow.
What?
Somebody just unlocked a memory in the chat. I just had to look this up. Lady in White. Who brought that up? Oh man, I'm sorry. I just wanted to
No, you're
tangent.
good.
I
You're good.
saw that and it hit me in the face.
I don't know, Lady in White.
I got to go
Yeah.
back to that one. Have you guys seen that?
I'd have
I
to
don't
see what it looks
think
like.
so.
But Punishment said he was so upset. Tomb of Horrors. Yeah, I thought about that. I knew that Tomb of Horrors wasn't going to show up in the movie because it's not movieable compared
Yeah.
to like because it's the first key. And he fights a Serac in Joust at the end of the Tomb of Horrors to get the first key. But it's because the first key in the movie is a race. So obviously they got to make it splashy for a movie. So I was
think
cool.
I'm going to put Ready. That's going to be Ready Player One is going to be on my spring reading list.
It's worth a
Alright.
read. It's good. I have the sequel book. I haven't read it yet.
What is that? Ready Player Two?
It is. I have it on the shelf. I haven't read it yet. Lady in White. I don't think I've ever seen this.
Ready
movie.
Player Two.
It is.
Lady Gaga. What's next? Lord Goo Goo?
Lady Gaga.
Tim Heidecker.
Oh, classic.
That's from his stand-up. That was one of my favorite parts. Oh, love the guy. Anyways, all right. Well, that's a good one. Monster House.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's an excellent choice.
Am I up?
You are.
All right. We put pins left and right, so I got to go back to my list and make sure.
Well, you want me to do mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh, nice one.
I'll
That one gave me
consider
so
it.
much anxiety as a kid.
Oh my god! And they, if you watch it on Disney Plus, they took the F-bomb out of it.
Really?
Yeah,
That's what made that movie so cool.
I know. Like we watch it all the time as kids, and then like, don't F with the Lords of Death because this is a family show, Lou.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a family show.
Even sometimes
have
we do slip up, but
After Daryl, I had Monster Squad, so I got to skip over that.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll put a pin in it. We'll go back around.
Oh, so Monster Squad was your number 5?
Monster Squad. I had a trouble between Monster Squad and Cloak and Dagger.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adventures in Babysitting is because she's old enough to drive, but they're like in Detroit. But what happens? Oh, the car breaks. So
Yeah.
see, I don't know. Would it be considered kids on
They
bike?
lose the car.
They
They're-
lose
they're
the
kids
car.
without-
Yeah.
I mean, that's how the whole adventure starts. So if it's like, it's kind of like I guess part of this genre and part of the gaming structure is you have to get around on foot or on something or a bike,
Yeah.
which adds to you're experiencing the areas more. It's more of like a hex crawl,
Yeah, I would say also, like, without a car, you got that like the innocence of it all, right? Like that the dawn of child or the dusk of childhood.
Oh, well put, Brian.
I always
Brian,
sometimes
Adventures in Babysitting, the Hex Crawl, Neon Lord style.
oh man.
Through
No.
Adventures in Babysitting taking place in Detroit Prime.
You could.
That would be something there.
So actually it's funny. That's
With
not a
kid
bad
classes.
idea.
With kid classes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Neon Lords Jr.
Oh, don't tempt me.
Oh,
I'll add it to my list. So
nice.
yeah. So that was was that number 5?
Yeah.
And then what'd you say for your number 5?
Coming back to the Monster Squad.
Yeah,
Okay.
Monster Squad.
All right, yeah. So Lou, your number 4, please, sir.
So number 4, and this isn't an '80s one, but I didn't put that establishment on me. But
Me neither.
this is Earth to Echo.
Earth to Echo. I've never seen.
All right, so it's
Never
seen it.
spiel.
it is not an expensive movie. In fact, I think it was made for like Netflix or something like that. Came out maybe 10 years ago. But it is really well done. The group of kids they have in it, they gel real well together. They're good actors. Basically, these kids find what they think is some alien device. It turns out that it's like a cybernetic life form. It's kind of this like little owl-shaped kind of thing. And the deal is it's trying to get back to its spaceship, which is crashed and underground. And it has some telekinetic abilities. And you got the kid that's like filming the whole thing with a hand cam and all this. It's just really well done. A fun movie. It was one of those ones that like I saw it, my kids wanted to watch it. I was like, it's going to be cheesy and stupid. But I was like, oh man, that's that's on par with the Goonies as far as the way that the gang coalesces. It makes you interested.
Wow, that's a
cheering
high
them on
sell right there. I just wrote that one down. I'd never heard of it, but I'm sold.
Excellent.
That always
cool.
makes for a good adventure on the table when you have to. We did an adventure, Bri. Remember the lemon pie one with the alien in the woods?
Absolutely.
And the kids have to help it.
Phenomenal stuff. Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah. Oh, nice. All right. So that's 2 new movies for me so far: Attack the Block and Earth to Echo. All right.
It's a double feature.
That's
Kids-
what I do.
kids and aliens.
After these, I always go upstairs before bed and I put one of the new ones on.
Yeah.
Great.
So what is your number 4, Joe?
Well, I can't. It was Cloak and Dagger.
Oh, Cloak and Dagger. All right, you want me to go with the number 4 then?
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you with a Chris Van Allsburg All-Star.
Oh.
And you know how we're a huge Chris. Did I tell you I tried to look up Chris Van Allsburg to come on the show?
Did you really?
Yeah, so he is actually like about $20,000.
Wow,
To do a
really?
speaking event. Yeah.
Use some of that neon money there.
Yeah, right? So
Well, me and Lou are in public education. We're in education. Well, he'll come on. Maybe he'll do something for charity for us.
maybe.
He's in Providence, right?
I don't know. I would assume I think he's somewhere around there.
He's right down the road from me.
Yeah.
I
so
love Chris Van Allsburg.
I
Which
do
one,
too.
Brian?
Jumanji.
Oh yeah, nice one.
Yeah,
Nice.
so like the old school Christopher Robin Williams version. So like, and it's to bookend it with the Goosebumps movie as well.
Yeah, that's it. I like that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we just watched it when my parents were here because my mom like knew all about it.
What do you guys think of the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark movie?
So I've
Didn't
never
see
seen the movie, but like the book was like the 3 books were pivotal to my life. I want to find the illustrator of that and get him to do something.
Oh my god. I mean, the
He's
illustration.
done a lot of books other than those. In fact, we had this kids like one of those board books when my kids were toddlers. It's called The Old Black Fly, and
Ooh.
we got it from an aunt, and it was he came and autographed. She's a school teacher in Indianapolis. But anyhow, point being, as soon as I got it and I looked at it, it had all these disturbing images with the ink and all that and the splatters. I was like, oh, I know this. This hand is known by my eyes. And sure enough, I looked it up, and yep, he's the same illustrator.
Those stories wouldn't have been half as scary without those illustrations.
I don't know.
sure.
Some of them are like The Hook.
The Hook, the one with the girl who had the ribbon around her neck and all that. Yeah, I mean they're beautiful books. They're part of my permanent collection. All 3 of them.
I I can't find it, but I bought as an adult all 3 in a hardbound
Okay.
version. The
My daughter's
Treasury.
got that.
I cannot find it to save my life, but it's only $7 used on thriftbooks.com.
I trust that play. I got the guide to where. Remember the werewolf book that Levi and I were talking about? It was a kid's book that has a spell about how to become a werewolf.
Yeah.
I got that on Thrift Books, and it all worked out. You can trust them.
I trust them. I'll check eBay first, but I need to find out who is the illustrator. Because
Lou, did you see that? Did you see the Scary Stories movie? And if you
I did. It was kind of drug into it by the kids, and I was thinking, oh, this is really going to be sour for me. But I thought it was really well done.
Yeah.
It's had a plot that kind of made somewhat sense of how it brought all the different stories together, and
cool.
It's pretty frightening for a kids movie, I thought.
I got to check it out. I got to check that one out.
Yeah, no, like I mean, Scary Stories. Does it like follow the?
Yeah, it takes like I want to say it's 4 different stories from the book that we're all familiar with, and then there's some other ones that it kind of does a little Easter egging with, and it ties them together as to that the basic premise is there's this haunted house where there was this girl that was basically locked in the basement all her life, and she spent all her life writing down stories, and this isn't too big of a spoiler, but it turns out she's able to make the stories come real, and that's how her parents died, and yada yada. But the makeup effects do a pretty good job of capturing that artistry. The stories, are some of the ones that are most well known and loved. So It's pretty cool.
So Stephen Gamble is the artist, and he is 80 years old. So I don't know if he's gonna want to.
Wow. Really?
If he's gonna want to jump in on some of this hot role playing action. It's interesting because Stephen Gamble does come up with Meet the Werewolf.
Does he really?
So he might have. I don't know if he did anything.
How?
I don't know, Joey. I'm looking.
Whoa, no, that's weird, man. That's kind of freaky.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
All these people hang out together.
Oh,
like,
I'm
how
sure.
can we make a whole generation of kids become weirdos?
Absolutely.
Well done, guys, gals. Well done.
Yeah. So what is that? What was that? We're like, this is Tangent City, Lou. Like, we don't.
4, I believe.
4. Is it whose 4 is it? You. So that was your 4, Lou.
That'd be yours.
No, I think mine 4 was Jumanji. So we're at 3.
Oh, that's right. We went that way, didn't we? All right.
So okay. So we didn't even talk about Jumanji, but
go ahead, Jumanji.
Oh, we need to.
Well, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows about it, though, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, classic.
Another anxiety-inducing children's film.
I've never seen the remakes. They made remakes, right? Like
where it's a video game. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see that. And didn't they do Zathura? Yeah, that's a sequel to that's.
I actually really like that one. I almost like it more than Jumanji.
I'll have to watch it.
That's a space one, right?
Yeah. What is your favorite Chris Van Allsburg?
Well, so that's a difficult question. So the Mysteries of Harris Burdick, obviously,
of course. Yes.
Like that's like a huge thing. That's like Fairhaven. That's where a lot of my WHPA stuff comes from. Just give them a little thing, and then you come out with the mystery. As a teacher, I don't know how many times we did that writing assignment where I pass out the pictures and you got to.
Yeah, my mom did the same thing.
Love that, teaching 3rd grade. Well, one that's deep in my heart is Wreck of the Zephyr, because that was my first exposure to Chris Van Allsburg. It's it's about a flying sailboat, and as a kid, I live right on Long Island Sound, and I used to take sailing lessons in the summer. That's kind of what you did, and I had a little sailboat called the Zephyr based on that.
Awesome.
Now, we just had, what did we have last year? We had like Read Across America, and for the school I read, The Wretched Stone. I love that one.
That's a good one.
Wretched Stone's a cool one. Another deep mystery. I don't know, man. There's so many that I love. But the Wreck of the Zephyr, from the art to the story to the fog of mystery around it, that one really sticks with me. Like flying over the little seaside village at night, and he talks about the whole touching the tops of the trees and all that. I love that one. Yeah, so I'd probably go with the Zephyr, the Wretched Stone, Mysteries of Harrisburg. That's just kind of the all-encompassing one. That's just kind of, that goes without saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I am the Stranger fan.
Oh yes, that's a wonderful one. Absolutely.
Between October, like Halloween and Thanksgiving is like that time frame. I always think about that book.
Very Bradbury-esque. That's
1,000%. 1,000%. Ray Bradbury could have wrote that, and no one would think twice about it for sure.
Yeah, good call on that one. Trying to think of some other ones I may have forgotten about.
Well, you got The Sweetest Fig, Polar Express, Stranger, Queen of the Falls, Just a Dream. Do you ever see the Chronicles of Harrisburg where people actually wrote?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know this existed, and I was telling my mom, she's like, yeah, duh, I knew about that. And it's like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah.
Wretched Stone. We have like all our copies as kids. Like I have them now for the kids, but.
Yep. Yeah, I think when Elvis, our first kid, that was like the first book. I'm like, when we found out my wife was pregnant, I'm like, oh, Wreck of the Zephyr, gotta get it.
What about you, Lou? What's your favorite Chris Van Allsburg?
I think Jumanji, just because it connects with the kids so easy.
It's classic. I mean, it's such a good premise too. Like, you like play a board game that turns out to be real. Like, it's pretty awesome. I like how, like, in the book and the old movie, it's like there rather than them getting sucked into it like the newer ones.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of, what it reminds me of is Night at the Museum has that Jumanji feel.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, definitely. That could, yeah. Oh man, Grimes wrote up People Under the Stairs.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh man, that scarred me. Paper Girls too, man. Have you guys read Paper Girls?
No.
Oh, Paper Girls is great. And now there's a show. There's a Paper Girl show that my wife and I watched the first episode and I loved it. But guys, if you like Turbo Kid, if you like it's a great kind of thing where the aliens caught like two groups of aliens fighting on Earth, and these Paper Girls who are really cool have to take them on. It's dark. It's a great one.
12-year-old newspaper delivery girls.
Yeah.
Paper Girls. That makes sense. I wasn't thinking of it as like
made out of paper.
Yeah, I was thinking of it made out of paper.
These are tough girls, man. It's really cool, and there's aliens and everything, and it's brutal. Kind of a almost a post-apocalyptic suburban feel, and Reverend Doctor and an accomplished. I wouldn't say accomplished sailor. I wouldn't say accomplished at all. I only did it at the egg and cheese sandwiches from the snack bar afterwards.
You didn't talk about your blackstrap molasses.
Blackstrap molasses. I'm still shooting that stuff down daily. Yep. Love it. Blackstrap molasses. But what I found out is, ladies and gentlemen, you have to take it. It comes into your body easier with the more vitamin C. You got to mix it with the little vitamin C or it won't stay in your body. So that's my health. For your health.
For your health. Salute. So what is that? We're on number, what was?
I think we're up 3.
Ben Grimes, have a great night, buddy. And we'll see you on the pizza party this week on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Pizza party Wednesday.
We are on number 3, gentlemen. This is where it gets.
This is the.
Where it gets crazy.
This is the why can't I think of it?
Trifecta.
No, well, I was trying to make a pasta reference. Oh my God, why can't I think of it?
Throw me a couple of bones here.
No, because you're gonna know it. And I'm gonna feel like an idiot when you say it. Never mind. Oh, it's this is where the ragat comes and meets the mozzarella.
There you go. All right, there we go.
Ricotta cheese. I could not think of ricotta cheese.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Oh boy,
where the rubber meets the road.
Lou, you're the guest. Go ahead. Number.
Right, so my number 3, I think we're putting a pin in because it's Goonies.
Okay.
We'll come back around on a number 1 on that, I think.
Okay, Bri?
Mac and Me. I'm going to go with number 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are playing
Bingo!
Ravioli Bingo. Great one.
So
Great one.
I do unironically like Mac and Me. Like it's
No,
not
I
a
do
shtick.
too.
It's not a shtick.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Puppet taking a circular saw through a wall while a person's right next to it. Ah, man, that's lovely.
Like,
Love
I
this
mean,
stuff.
funded by McDonald's. The best dance scene
Best
ever.
dance, absolutely, Brockenwich. Best dance montage ever.
Like the kid dies at the end, gets in the wheelchair, utterly like blown up, like dead on arrival, like and like the like it's so good. Like
The best scene ever. Every time he's on
forget
every
about
time-
Reese's Pieces. It's all about the Coca-Cola.
yeah. Every time the actor is on Conan O'Brien, they would show the clip
No,
over and
it's
over again.
no, it's Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd.
Yeah, Paul Rudd.
Every time he comes on, they show the clip of the kid going off the cliff into the quarry in the wheelchair. Horrible. But yeah, no, there's nothing ironic about that. That's a cool movie.
There's a reason why I have sandwiched 2 Mac and Me VHSs. I think I have it on Blu-ray too.
Sure.
I unironically do like Mac and Me. Like,
and they all have the McDonald's clothing line on. Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they do you know they did make McDonald's jeans for adults? Well, actually, I don't know if they made them. I went down this rabbit hole when I was looking at like copyrights on like a copyright or like a patent website. Yeah. And I stumbled across the copyright for McDonald's brand jeans. And then I was like, all right, I need to go to bed. Like I've gone too far. Uh-oh. We got what's the movie?
I needed the inhaler on that.
Oh man, talk about a movie like a kids on bike trope. You always had the kid with the inhaler.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And like the anxiety of it too. Like, what's the movie though where like it's Goonies.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
He really depended on. Oh boy, I'm losing a record here. I think I swung and it almost knocked my Black Sabbath record.
Like
oh boy. Oh,
I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's falling apart.
Oh, they're talking about wooden sweatpants. I mean, what's cooler though, McDonald's jeans or Chuck Norris jeans, right?
or Pee-wee's clothing line. I had some of that.
He actually had a clothing line?
Oh, absolutely. I told you the story. I had the PJ pajamas. My mother knew the lady who did the display at the store, so I had the Pee-wee's Playhouse display in my basement. But then the rain came and the basement flooded.
Yeah,
threw it out. They threw the whole thing out.
Worked over at Filene's.
Yeah, it was like a Jordan Marsh or something like that.
Yeah, so I do, but like Mac and Me. Munchie and Mandy, right? Like that's the theme song to the show.
Yep.
So what was that, number 3?
That was
number
3.
I gotta tell you my number 3.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I gotta tell you my number 3.
Lay it on me, brother.
Lost Boys.
Yeah, Lost Boys got brought up in chat.
Lost Boys, absolutely.
Yeah, Frog Brothers.
Yeah, it's that specifically. Right. That if they weren't in the film, it'd be a different story.
Well, you still could. Corey Haim, because I don't know, it's weird because it does a little bit of both, right? Because Michael's older, obviously.
Yep.
But he's like the victim essentially, right? Because he's like being seduced by like the cool kids that happen to be vampires.
The MacGuffin of the film. Yeah.
A creature of the living dead, Michael. You're a vampire.
Well, like that's the thing. You meet these 2 kids dressed in the perfect 80s combat fashion. You know, you got to have the bandana, you got to have the field jacket, you got the comic book reference, like, all right, here we have our own zine. And then, basically they're the ones that save the day. It's 2 movies in one, I would say.
Well, yeah, I mean the Grandpa
on Bikes film, and then it like a Vampire Slayer film, and then it's like the just kind of like your horror
teen heart,
more like Fright Night.
Yeah. Fright Night, kids on bikes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect
definitely.
way.
So I love that film. I never get tired of that film. I never get tired of seeing the lo mein turn into maggots. That's one of my favorite scenes in any film ever. And jumping off the bridge, I love that scene.
Garlic don't work, suckers. Try holy water, death breath. Yeah,
That's the thing. Like loading up on I think that's a quintessential part of a Kids on Bike thing. Loading up on materials montage.
Mm-hmm. Tricking things out.
Yeah, that's like so. Like the one of the best one is actually Nightmare on Elm Street has one of the best trap making montages. I think
Number 3.
no, number one.
Big Warriors.
Number 1.
Number one,
Mm-hmm.
Nancy reads like the improvised, like the army manual, the improvised like traps. Yeah, and then she builds like the thing. She's got like the exploding light bulb, like the sledgehammer comes down and like hits Freddy in the sternum. And
I watched part 3 the other day.
3's
for the
good.
first time in a long time. Yeah, I always thought that was a cool one.
3's rough though, like with the veins and stuff.
Oh yeah. It's a hard watch, man.
Yeah, a hella hard watch. But 1 is like, I mean, phenomenal.
Whoa! We got something here.
What?
You see the chat?
What?
What's he say? Okay. Hold on. I got to go down. Somebody's dad
was a stuntman.
Yeah. Where am I here? I got to read this. I want to see what this movie is. I'm having keyboard trouble here.
Well, that's like Gideon Stargrave's uncle is in the beginning of Stone Cold, the Boz movie.
Exactly. The rescue. Kids going up against North Korea.
His dad was a stuntman.
Look this one up.
It's going on the list.
We got some royalty in the chat tonight.
Rescue.
I had to put that list. The first 5 Nightmare on Elm Street movies are great. After that, it's hard to keep watching them. So 5, not necessarily. Like what's 5? When's Freddy's Dead? The Final Nightmare, is that 6?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm reading about the
First
rest.
3 is all I really can remember, like watching.
Because
all the way through.
Freddy's Dead, I like a lot.
Man! So this The Rescue from 1988.
Yeah.
This looks awesome. It's a bunch of kids who infiltrate a North Korean prison to rescue their Navy SEAL fathers.
Jeez.
Wow.
Got the
that sounds
full red dome.
Yeah, it's got to be because.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it is 6. Okay.
Thank you for that one. I got to check that out.
Yeah, Dream Child's 5. Yeah, Toy Soldiers is on my list. Don't worry.
Is it?
Yeah, of course. Oh wait, Toy Soldiers. No, Toy Soldiers is the kids in the school. I was thinking.
Oh yeah.
Not small
so this is
soldiers.
like
I was thinking Small Soldiers. Yeah.
Me too. But Toy Soldiers, Red Dawn, and it looks like this rescue that's a whole other subgenre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's like, yeah. What would you?
We could do a whole episode on that.
Yeah, kids with AKs.
Yeah, kids with AKs.
Somebody said that in the chat. Somebody said that in the chat, so I'm gonna steal it. But while we steal it, we should talk about Factor and get 50% off your first box if you go to Factor 75. Kids versus commies. I mean, yeah, that's the 80s in a nutshell.
Yep. Oh, that's great. What do I got here? I did my 3, I think, right? Yeah, Lost Boys.
So yeah, number 2 for Lou.
So number 2, the movie The Gate.
Yes.
Oh, that's my number 2.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right,
awesome,
man. We are very aligned tonight, Lou.
Yeah, The Gate is like the epitome of phenomenal movies.
Yep. That was the first one I wrote down on my, like, as soon as you said Kids on Bikes, the first selection I wrote down before I organized them was The Gate. And as Brian just introduced it to me like last month, The Gate 2. I had no idea.
Yeah,
I've not seen that one.
There is a Gate 2.
Is it worth a watch? I heard about it, but I've never watched it.
It's rated R. It's an R cut, so it's essentially like the continuation story of the neighbor kid.
Okay.
So it's not overly bad, but it's like, I don't know, it's really weird.
It is. I think that's all I can call it, is weird. Lou, I would
is
say
it,
it's
is
worth
it
a
House 2 weird? Where it's like,
no, House 2 is phenomenal.
No, I'm not saying it's a
Rise
bad
of
movie,
the
but I'm
House
saying like
Moving.
that's a far step for a sequel.
Oh, House 2 is better than Gate 2.
Okay.
House 2 is awesome.
So that guy, that was like supposed to, like he was supposed to take over popular culture, right? The army guy.
Yeah.
That was the first one.
Yeah, I haven't seen part 2.
You've never seen 2? 2's
No.
like
The Wild West,
the
the wagon
Wild
one.
West. And then there's
Really?
like dinosaurs involved. Like
It's whoo.
yeah, it's so much
I mean, it's
better.
fun, but like I
It's
said, to me,
way
it's like
more fun.
this is a sequel to that.
It's I mean, there's
All
like
right, that's I
there's
gotta
like
watch
4
that.
of them.
Oh, really?
4 or 5 houses. I have a few on VHS. I haven't fired them up yet. I'm too scared. I've only ever seen 1 and 2.
You're too scared?
Too scared that they're gonna be awful.
Oh.
Because like 2 is awesome. Like it's 2 is like the epitome of a movie to me. It's just super fun. It's just like a thrill ride of ridiculous funness.
When's the last time you got scared by a movie?
Scared, like legitimately scared.
Yeah, or Brian doesn't get scared.
I don't know. I honestly haven't been scared. Don't think I've ever been scared of a movie as an adult.
I've had like a off feeling from movies before. I'm trying to think. There was one recent, but I can't remember what it was. But prior to that, it would have been like I don't know when the movie Seven came out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Seven's
I watched it and
phenomenal.
then just had this like heavy feeling about myself.
I mean,
Yep.
heavy feeling.
Yeah.
Blair Witch.
Blair Witch was a heavy feeling.
That one just gave me a headache.
You're not a connoisseur of the found footage genre.
Other than Cloverfield, no, not really.
Yeah, I think the last one that really messed me up. Oh, you know what it was? It was a UFO documentary. It's a pretty well-known one. And there's like there's a clip like shot on a VHS camcorder of a alien peeking around, like a gray peeking around a corner. You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about Signs?
No, it's a documentary. It's a
I don't know
documentary.
what you're talking about. But yeah, a documentary. So I watched, not to cut you off, documentary did creep me out. Well, not creep me out, but gave me. You ever see Black Metal Veins?
Why does that sound familiar?
Because I probably talked about it. It's about like heroin addicts.
Oh no, you were the one that told me about this. Yes,
The girl dies at the end, just a
Yeah,
puddle
yeah,
of blood on a sheetless mattress. She didn't. It's fake. She didn't really die, but like they lead you to believe that she definitely died. But man, that'll mess you up. Like they're definitely heroin addicts. They like show them the teeth and everything. And, like their fingernails are all growing gross. Like I would make my kids watch it. Like, yeah, you want to do drugs? Watch this movie.
So true story that connects a lot of what you were just talking about. You know, as a teacher, you got to work a couple other jobs to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And one of the jobs I used to work was inspecting housing for people that were getting assistance from the township. And we have this one little tucked away area of subsidized housing that's like just known for like, you know, that's where like the crackheads and all that kind of live. And the township had to provide a burial for a guy that had died there. Nobody knew he was dead. He was dead in his apartment for, I guess, like 2-3 weeks. And I had to go in to inspect to make sure there weren't any belongings that could be, you know, compensating for the burial or whatever, just part of the job. And he died in his recliner and had to go in with a gas mask because it just reeked. But nobody noticed it. I mean, I swear to God, it's a real life story. Nobody noticed or whatever for 2 weeks. He had to go in with a gas mask. In the recliner, like the arms of the recliner were stained and dipped in, the butts in the back of it stained and dipped in, and there were 2 giant piles of underwear like his fingers had been, and 2 giant piles of stains on the carpet where his feet had been. He liquefied over time. It's like in the heat of the summer. Nasty stuff, real life stuff. Ugh.
My
That's
father
like
had
Don't do drugs and stay alive.
Yeah.
The moral of the story.
my father had to pick up a body once that was in a house. He used to work at a funeral home in high school, and he had to pick up a body once that had been there similar. The reason why they knew the man was dead because the dog had died up against the door. And so when the guy was delivering the mail, it smelled something. So my dad had to go in with another guy and remove the body. You know, they were lighting cigars and they had the
It's horrid.
and they had to pick the guy up, and as they picked it up, like a layer of skin came off in their hands. So back to our movie here, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, we're getting dark. All right, I won't ask any more questions like that anymore. Nobody's scared of movies anymore.
We always get dark.
That's it. Don't leave a corpse in a hot house.
Well, it connects back to Stand By Me, because I guess, I was, 44 before I saw my first dead body.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what, too? In Stand By Me, that actually really scared me as a kid. When they find Ray Brower, they do death well in that movie. With just the eyes were just kind of vacant, like one was kind of crossed, like they nailed it. That was very scary. I got goosebumps right now even thinking about it. But did you know in the movie, what's weird is like when they're basically, it's the last 20 minutes of the movie when they're walking down and like there's like, it looks like snow or something like that. There's like leaves falling or something like that. They had they had tarps up for lighting. And for some reason, like I don't know if it was from the heat or something, but they started to disintegrate. And that's actually pieces of like the gels or something that's flying through the woods.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You ever read the story, The Body?
Yeah, The Body. Yep.
Yeah, I guess one of Stephen King's first first narrative pieces is baked in. It's a really disturbing one too. It's like one of Gordy's articles that gets published or something. Gordy
is that in The Night Shift? Is that, do you happen to remember? I think that's the collection that's part of.
No, different seasons.
Okay.
Different seasons. That also has Apt Pupil, and I'm trying to remember the two other tales that were in there. That's a really good collection. Speaking
of Apt Pupil, I should have done it as an honorable mention. Have you guys ever seen Jack the Bear?
No. Jack. Oh, wait.
Joey, you've got to see this movie. It's got Danny DeVito in it. He plays a late night horror host, a single father, and his kid gets seduced by this neo-Nazi in the neighborhood. Takes place in I think the 60s. It's good.
That rings. Oh man, well, that rings a bell. But yes, I have to watch that again if I had it. Jack the Bear.
Yeah.
DeVito, horror host, up against neo-Nazis.
Yeah.
There you go. Imagine that pitch meeting. Got a great idea. Great idea. Picture this. What's your number 2, Bri?
My number 2 is a movie that was encapsulated the early 2000s. We all watched it. We all loved it. Donnie Darko.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal movie.
That's a tough one, man.
Well, you don't like it?
I love it. But that, that hit at that age. I remember my sister called. I told you this before.
Yeah.
My sister called me. She goes, Joe, you got to see this movie. It's about you. I'm like, then I watched the movie. Like, what the hell? What do you think about me? You really think I'm that disturbed? Are you what? The whole. I thought it was going to be an intervention after that.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
that hit hard. That movie.
That is one of the best. Like, I was working at Subway with a weirdo. We were listening to Art Bell all the time, and he was like. Then that's we got on the. That was like a block. That was like the last real rented movie, right? Obviously there was way more between then, but that was the one. There was the wall, the wall of Donnie Darko's.
All the cases.
But I feel like there's a ton of movies to rent since then, because obviously D&D DVDs came out, but
no, but I know what you mean, VHS and I don't know. Yeah. That was man, I haven't, I've only watched it once. I can't, that's one of those things I don't want to reopen. I want to bask in that flavor of watching it at that age.
Yeah, I got the director's cut. I haven't fired up the director's cut yet. But I know they added animation and stuff to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's when I've only seen that then, because that's what I remember about it. It's the animations being there and everything.
Interesting.
That's when IFC first came out, I think, or when I first discovered IFC, the channel. And that's when I started to discover all these movies that I thought no one ever heard of, that no one ever knew. That was such a cool time.
My first IFC foray was I had this buddy, Mike Rosenquist. He had the IFC channel in high school, and he taped Clerks.
Oh wow!
And like I've never seen Clerks before, right?
Yeah.
So I borrowed. This is like one of my favorite stories of all time. So I borrowed. Like he's like, "Oh, you gotta watch this movie, Clerks. You gotta watch it." So I borrowed a IFC copy. This is when IFC was like HBO. Like there was no.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah. So, and like I couldn't watch it at the house, obviously, because we had one VCR, and you can't watch Clerks. So
not a parent watch, huh?
my grandma was in Florida because my aunt lives in Florida. She was down in Florida. So I went to my grandma's house, fired up her VHS, and sat like this close to her TV, crying my eyes out at how funny this insanely awesome movie was. It changed my life. I love Clerks. I love all of them. I just watched 3 last week, 2 weeks ago. Worth it. It was worth a watch.
I used to bartend. I used to work. It's no longer there. There was a bar in Astoria, Queens called Tupelo, and I bartended there for a long time. It was the bar on my block. Rest in peace, Tupelo. But I worked there for a while, for like a summer and a couple months, and then I got another job, and I ended up going back there. And what Dante's brother was a bartender there. Nice guy.
Awesome.
Paul O'Halloran was his name.
Brian O'Halloran plays Dante Hicks.
And I think Paul has a very successful restaurant or bar now in the city. But nice guy. Yeah.
Awesome.
My first IFC watch, like it was up in my parents had the cable box up in their room that got it. And so you're right. It was part of like a plan. That was like the HBO TV upstairs.
Yeah.
And mine was Down by Law with Jim Jarmusch.
Oh, Down by Law.
Down by Law, man.
Classic.
Changed my life. Down by Law. Jim Jarmusch, Tom Waits, and what's his name? Roberto Benigni.
Mm-hmm.
Life is Beautiful. That guy,
Yeah.
But that really hit me.
I bet you. Oh, go ahead.
That got me like into Dead Man. All that. I love Jim
Jarmusch. Yeah. I bet you IFC played Kids probably all the time.
Oh man, that's another one.
That's a Kids on Bikes movie we got to talk about.
Kids on Bikes. Get out of here. Kids on Drugs.
Oh man, that movie.
I love Kids.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That one was that right around that time, man. That was a great time. You got hit with a bunch of these films right around the time. Like everybody in it was kind of like your age,
Yeah, and then I would even entail it was like a few years later, but Requiem for a Dream to that.
I can't watch that movie. Nope.
Actually that's one of the 3 books I read too was Requiem for a Dream.
Nope. That one just gives me the creeps.
That's another
putting on my radar. What's that one about?
Drugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about addiction at different levels too.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's brutal. It
gives me the heebie-jeebies. That if I want to have an anxiety attack, put that on. Strap me to a chair, put that on, and watch me lose my mind.
It is the Empire Strikes Back of independent films. It's a movie of down endings. It's a series of down endings. It doesn't end well for anybody.
I just remember watching Train Spotting when it came out. It was big talk and everything. And I was like, why does anyone want to watch this? This is
Train Spotting is that same time frame too. I bet you IFC played Train Spotting a lot. Speaking of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well played there. Oh boy.
That's like the height. So what else? There was that was like the height. Train Spotting, Clerks, Kids, like all around the same time. Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Beautiful time. Beautiful time for cinema for sure.
Those they hit hard, man. You don't get a lot of movies like that anymore.
No, they don't. There's no because
retreads.
Well, the thing was I think Matt Damon was talking about it, how the reason why you don't see movies like that anymore is because studios don't want to back them if they lose all this money on them, because it costs so much to make a movie now, and because they spend just as much promoting the movie than they do to film it. So if they put all this money into it and it's a flop, then they don't want to put risks in movies anymore.
Yeah, so much for supporting independent film.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, what was the last independent film?
Well, that's the thing. It's like
With that era, I mean, it took the independent film and brought it into the kind of mainstream, and now there's kind of that genre of I don't know what you would call spectacle or whatever. It isn't really there anymore. Nothing filled the void. It just got shoved forward into the mass-produced, over commercialized chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Can you really? I mean, yes, there's still independent film, but like we're talking about a time where these were independent films that were hitting mainstream media and really shaking things up. And you really that was a thing, man. That was cool. That was cool going into Blockbuster and getting something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a different time.
Yep.
And then Dawn of the Dead, always a great classic to rent. Bring it back to Dawn of the Dead. Got to talk about Dawn too.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're playing Ravioli at home, all right, that's our number ones, gents.
Yeah,
Yes.
number one. You know my number one. Pretty much, it's Goonies and Monster Squad. We got to talk about, right?
Goonies and Monster Squad for the win. Let's start with Monster.
My number one,
Oh,
because Goonies was my number 3, Monster Squad was 6.
wow.
My number 1 is The Explorers.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
River Phoenix.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
I have no idea
Much
why it's
respect.
number 1 for me, but it was such an obtuse idea about this idea of alien communication, where the kids get the idea of how to build this force field, and then they get the creativity to use it to make a spaceship. And I don't know, it just came from left field for me, and it was so exciting to see when I first saw it. I love it. Love the
Virtual
quirky
high five on that one, my
TV
bud.
talking aliens and all that.
Yeah.
That's a great one. Great one. Great one. I tried to watch it today, but I gotta pay to rent for it. So I'm gonna wait till where I have time where I can really savor it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful one. River Phoenix once again with the glasses, looking cool. Yeah, that's a great one, man.
Yeah. River Phoenix is young Indiana Jones in the beginning of Last Crusade.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, I wish Young Indiana Jones Chronicles was a pretty crappy show, but
Yeah.
like, I wish they would have made a movie like the beginning of Last Crusade. That would have been a great, like, early, like, because he would have been what if he was like 30 in the 40s, like what, like the 20s maybe,
20s, yeah.
like a 20s young Indiana Jones, kids on bike style.
I never made it to Crystal Skull.
I saw
You never
Crystal.
saw it at all.
No.
Just because you heard the turmoil about it and everything, you're like, oh no, I'm not gonna suffer through that. Or
I
you
saw it
from
at
the
the
get-go
drive-in.
not want to watch it?
It just I don't know. It's just I had the first 3 and then I don't know.
You don't need anything else. It's
Yeah.
a perfect trilogy. And I saw it in the drive-in, so it was like it's still always fun to go to the drive-in no matter what movie it is. But it's bad.
I think conceptually, like on paper, it should have been an awesome movie. I mean, because I like the idea that they went from being pulp type story to sci-fi, because the progression of the 30s and 40s to the 50s and 60s. I like that it's the Russians, not the Nazis.
Yeah.
I mean, everything just seemed like it should have just hit, but oh my goodness, it did not.
Yeah, unfortunately. Oh man, damn, it's such a bad movie. It's so bad.
He's Punishment asks, is there any hope for a new indie?
There is a new one coming out. Yes.
Yeah.
With Harrison Ford?
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Kind of like just let sleeping dogs lie.
Because like Last Crusade, how many like third movies are that good? Last Crusade is the best Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, just let it sleep. Like you got 3 good movies. Why you gotta go?
Yeah.
Why you gotta go do that?
3 phenomenal movies. Yes, Last Crusade is a perfect movie, 100%.
Yeah,
I mean,
I got it. That's a great one, man. I went back with the kids and watched that for my first time in a long time. We haven't watched what's the third one? We haven't watched The Last Crusade yet, but I had to show them. the heart ripping scene. That's
Oh,
hard.
Kalima.
Yeah.
Kalima.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what a man! Every single second of those movies, they just keep on. You just keep on going, man. There's no slowing down. But that's what really hit me. That watching it as an adult was like, man, that's why we love these movies. There's no stopping.
Exactly.
It's just action and bubblegum the whole time.
You know, and if you're watching a nonstop movie and you're hungry, all you got to do is grab a Factor 75 meal, pop it in for the microwave for 2 minutes, and you can eat it while you're watching Indiana Jones. You can always just use the code and go to Factor 75.
SE 18766.
50% off your first box. But yeah, Indiana
We
Jones.
got to try to make a living here, pals. We're
Hey,
trying to make a living here.
These books don't print themselves, right?
Yeah.
We all know. I mean, yeah, it's whatever. We're trying that. Oh, some sponsorships, no big deal. But so all right, so that leads into Goonies, though, right? Because the Goonies is essentially a nonstop. It's kind of like an Indiana Jones. What do you got, a Goonies tattoo?
Never die.
Very
Never
cool.
die. I added a mustache to the skull, but yeah, Goonies never die. Goonies, I'd have to say, I've seen this film more than any other film in my life.
Yeah, I would say I've watched it a lot. We had it taped because back then you always would tape. You would rent movies and tape them, right? So like we had Goonies and Ghostbusters on the same tape.
Sure.
So we would watch Goonies and then go right
Sure.
to Ghostbusters. Like great pairing, but
Yeah.
Goonies. So like, there was a time in the early 2000s when it was very popular, like a resurgence of Goonies. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
So,
I think so.
Like Hot Topic had like everything Goonies.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
remember that.
I think I even got a Goonies t-shirt. You're right, Bri, which was a big deal because remember that time when you just couldn't buy stuff off the internet and not everything was mass produced? Oh my God, it's a Goonies shirt. Oh, it was, I had a shirt with sloth on it and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. That's like when you couldn't find stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I wrote Goonies off in the early 2000s. All right, but this story does have a happy ending. So I was always like, all right, I'm over Goonies. I've seen it too much in my life. So fast forward to last deployment where I wrote Neon Lords. We would watch movies, like we had the the projector. We'd watch them on the wall, and somebody put Goonies on. And that was the last time I watched it. I was like, God damn, this movie is phenomenal. Like, it is just fantastic. Like, I still remembered, like, word for word everything. But it's so good. Like, it's so much fun. Like, the mystery in the beginning with the music when, they find the gold doubloon and it's like, doo-doo-doo-doo.
The attic.
The attic scene.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have the introduction. So you have, the cast of characters, like Lou was talking about before, how they just congeal. And right away, you get a caricature of each one right away.
Yeah.
From Chunk to Data smashing through. You got the Statue of David thing. You got Bran, the older brother, being the wise guy, but then he's also tortured by the bully. It's like it's got so many layers there. You got Mouth scaring the cleaning lady. It's just everybody's all set right from the beginning. And there's no fluff character. They have just enough kids to round out the crew.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. It could be, the casting is phenomenal. Like the kids, every stereotype, not stereotype, but every trope of a kid is like,
it became the trope.
I guess you're right. Yeah, it's the foundational work for what a kids on bikes party should be.
So.
Right?
Yeah. You have your average kid. You got Mikey, your average kid, right? You got Mouth, the fast talker, the kind of con man, the thief of the bunch.
Yeah.
Then you got Data, who's your tech guy.
Yeah.
And then you got your
Chunk is like comedy relief.
He's like your halfling. He's like your luck charm or something.
Yeah,
right?
and then Brand was like the jock.
Yeah, Brand's the jock. You got the bad guys.
Love interest.
I'll tell you what, I was a big fan. I was hot for Martha Plimpton back then. I didn't care about the other one. I didn't care about Andy. I liked Martha Plimpton.
Did you ever see? Raising Hope? Is it Raising Hope?
Raising Hope?
Raising Hope.
Yeah, I didn't see Raising Hope. I didn't care about the other one. I didn't care about Andy. I liked Martha Plimpton.
Did you ever see? Did you ever see Raising The show Raising
I don't
Hope.
know.
She's the mom in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a good
Look that
show. I'm pretty sure she's in it. Maybe it's not Raising Hope.
But that just got it all. And then you got the Fratellis coming after you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You got the Fratellis who were very threatening, and then you get the payoff at the end. So I'll bring this up, Bri, because you made me go back down the rabbit hole again. You unlocked the memory. The Quest.
The Quest.
The Quest.
You talking about the Jean-Claude Van Damme one?
No, the other one. It's got two names. Frog.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know if everybody out in Spaghetti Land knows what I'm talking about, but Brian reminded me of a film that I loved as a kid with Elliot from E.T. He's in Australia for some reason.
Frog Dreaming.
Frog Dreaming. Right. It's also called The Quest. And that one I loved as a kid, but there's no payoff at the end. The payoff at the end is you just find out it's a crane. It's not a monster in the lake.
Spoiler alert.
Well, who's going to go back and watch The Quest tonight?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But the payoff is just beautiful. What a nice crescendo where everybody. So Sloth gets a home. One-Eyed Willie gets to sail off into the sunset. Everybody ends up believing the kids because in so many of these films, nobody believes the kids at the end, and they get enough money to save the Goondocks.
Yeah,
it's everybody gets what they want.
It's not Requiem for a Dream, that's for sure.
It's not Requiem. Yeah, Goonies, Requiem for a Dream. This is where they differ.
Yeah,
One single point.
Yeah, man, everything about it, and the Cyndi Lauper song, like I use for the promo.
Oh, good enough. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a massive Cyndi Lauper fan. I love the video. It's got Captain Lou in the video. It's got Roddy Piper in it. It's got
signed autograph. God bless you, Captain Lou. Yep.
Phenomenal stuff. That was with
the sets alone. Like if you took all the characters out of the movie and it was just the scenery, yeah. I would watch it just for the scenery. I mean, it's just amazing stuff.
Phenomenal.
The scenery is great. I mean, my favorite thing. When they have his hand, when they have Chunk's hand
in the blender,
blender.
You're talking about when he spits out the jewels in the lady's hand.
That's a good one
too. I'm talking about when he's telling about the story.
Tell us theater. Yeah, he fake pukes in the theater.
Worst thing I ever done. And then there's the whole legend that we were only just relatively recently granted with, the legend of the octopus.
I mean,
I knew about this.
Yeah, I knew about it too.
When we were kids, my brother and I, he had bought a magazine prior to when the movie was released. It was like, just basically a preview of the movie. And we never actually got to see the movie when we were kids. So that's a whole other story. But in that magazine, it showed the octopus. And
really?
So when we finally got on VHS, we're like, where's this octopus?
If you watch it,
to me, it was a myth. It was a legend. And then I finally saw it.
No, they like if you watch it, they would put the octopus on the TV versions when they run it on TV.
Yeah, I never saw
pad the time because they'd have to cut like the swear words.
Yeah, I never.
My mom's favorite part.
Yeah, my mom's favorite piece.
Yeah. It got me like
I never got that as a kid. Like those jokes as a kid, you never got like a lot of those.
Yep, I know. Right over my head.
Yeah,
right over my head. But now you watch it with the kids and my face gets all hot. I'm like, all right. Boy, PG, we've talked about this before, Brian, but man, PG and PG-13, boy, that was different back then, man.
Yeah, realistically, you need to watch Ravioli For Randy episode 1 and episode 2 to really like figure out like what everything else we talk about is for sure.
Everything has been blossomed from there. Yeah. So Goonies to me, I just love it. It's like it's my number one because I believe it was everything else came from it.
Yeah, it's the end all be all kids on bikes. I mean, they are on bikes. That's how they literally get to the restaurant.
That scene of them going down the hill. Hey, Dad! With Bran's, their dad's working there, and then you got poor Bran on the girl's bike. My bike! You stole my bike! I want my bike!
Yeah.
The girl next door. And then
Yeah.
he goes off into the woods off the ramp. That was great.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. And then there's like sparks flying and the training wheels pop off. But
Sure, don't worry, Brad. We'll help you get there.
So the reason why I didn't pick Goonies was because Monster Squad to me is Goonies with the famous monsters added to it, right? Like there was originally supposed to be all the original Universal monsters, but they had to the fell through, the deal fell through, and they had to Kmart like Wish.com the monsters.
I'll tell you what, man, I like those monsters.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think it's a very hard job to emulate the creature from the Black Lagoon well, and I think the Gillman is a really nice, nice.
The creature from the Black Lagoon versus the one in. I mean, that's no comparison. That new one, the modernized. Punishment 90. It's not the Fishman. It's the Gillman, please.
That's what I said, Gillman.
No, Punishment 90 called him the Fishman.
Oh, he's the Fishman. Excuse me. So wait, what do you mean the new creature from the Black Lagoon?
I'm saying like this one, the Monster Squad version is like leagues above the old one.
Ooh, wow.
But you know me, I'm not like an old school like.
You're not a purist.
No, I'm not a monster kid. This is as far as I go.
He does punish me. He looks like the merman from Castlevania. Absolutely.
Yeah, Wolfman's got nards. I yelled that the other day. Like, we were watching something with my parents. I'm like, kick him in the nards. Oh, it was Goosebumps. Because they're fighting a Wolfman. I'm like, kick him in the nards.
I haven't watched it in a while, but this is it the Wolfman that gets, I always love this if it was, the Wolfman that gets blown up into pieces.
Because it's not silver.
That's exactly it, man. I love that. And I love that part because I was thinking about that, like when you add monsters in the game, like vampires, that can only be killed with certain things. Well, what happens if you blow them up? And I think they answered that question. It reforms and it comes back together. I also like how the Wolfman in human form was trying to, he was like going crazy and trying to stop Dracula. That was a cool thing too. It was scary. That Dracula was a tough Dracula.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. But like you know how my number ones always have a personal story added to them.
I'm ready.
So it's not like that big of a personal story, but the reason why I picked it was because we went on vacation somewhere. I don't remember where, but we were in a hotel. And as a kid in a hotel room, you got to get a soda out of the vending machine. It was a big deal. And Monster Squad was on HBO. And so like we got to stay up a little late and we had our own bed, jumping on beds. And Monster Squad was on. That's like the first time I definitely saw it was on HBO in a hotel room and sometime in the early 90s. That's
the way you do it. What kind of soda do you think it was?
Brian? It was a slice.
Oh,
I remember the soda.
Right. Yeah, slice.
Deep dive there, slice.
Yeah.
The lemon lime or orange?
Orange, baby.
Yep.
The only way to go.
I gotta get an orange soda tomorrow.
Well,
Lou, what's your favorite soda?
Mine? Oh, that's tough. I'm kind of a grape soda guy, so especially generic. The more generic, the better.
Yeah.
I find that with fruit punch soda, the more generic, the better the fruit punch soda.
Yeah. You're more likely to I'm more likely to break out in hives with fruit punch soda, and then my kid and wife breaks out in hives with pineapple soda.
I don't think I've ever even tried pineapple soda.
Pineapple Jarritos, those are good, but they make you break it. There's something in it. I don't know. In my family, we all break out from it.
Interesting.
I like a nice orange soda. I like a nice sun-kissed. If you're talking grape soda, I'll always go to the Welch's. The Welch's.
I don't really venture deep into the crazy sodas anymore.
What, you calling grape soda crazy?
I consider grape soda, yeah.
So where are you on like the Chocola Yoo-hoo line there?
What do you mean?
Like you call grape crazy? What, Chocola, is that like just insane?
What is it? What are you even talking about?
Chocola? You know what Chocola is?
No, I don't know what that is.
Seriously? Yeah. Oh man, it's chocolate soda.
I've never heard of it.
Chocolate soda.
You never heard of chocolate soda? And got a few pickled wieners in a diet chocolate soda on the way to see the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. I would say, would you call Yoo-Hoo a chocolate soda?
It's not carbonated, so I don't think
But
so.
it's not. Yeah, Yoo-Hoo's
It's
weird
not
though.
carbonated?
No,
I
it's
thought it
not.
was. No.
It's just fake chocolate milk that lasts forever. I love it,
It's
but it's not a soda.
it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's not even milk because it can't be
It's
milk.
whey product.
Yeah, because it just sits on a regular shelf. It's not
I had a
refrigerated.
I had a Stewart's chocolate cherry soda, and that was very good.
So what are you
Stewart's
calling this stuff?
Chocola
Chocola?
comes in a black can, red lettering. I think.
Really? Oh, I didn't know
Yellow
we're
lettering.
going this deep. Like this is an actual.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
this
saying.
is like a national product.
I don't think
Thank
it's national.
I swear to you. Let's see.
I don't think this
Wait,
is
Lou, tell me again where you are.
I'm in Lafayette, Indiana.
Okay.
Erie, Indiana. Speaking of kids on bikes.
Oh, come on. You can't just throw that. Like, listen, TV show Kids on Bikes, Erie, Indiana.
Yeah.
Significant impact on who I am as
Absolutely.
a person.
I have it on DVD still.
World of Stuff. That place was the coolest store in the world.
I know. And then like every episode, they would have a piece, like an artifact from that episode, and he would
Right in the cabinet.
bag
I
it
put a
and tag
cabinet
it.
in my room. I got an old cabinet in my room. I had the skeleton key on a leather necklace. Oh, I was cool in 7th grade. I was cool. I had the field jacket, just like Omri.
And Elvis lived next door.
Yep.
And Bigfoot would go through the trash.
Lou, you ever see Erie, Indiana?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The twins that slept in the Tupperware, so they
Yeah,
the Tupperware.
Foreverware. I
Yeah.
even make a reference to it somewhere in Neon Lords. There's Foreverware.
Cocoa Fizz.
No, this
I'm
is
not
called
seeing
Choc
this.
Cola. Oh, I can't
Choc-Cola.
find an image of it. I swear, man, this stuff was everywhere when I was growing up.
Sounds a little
Oh, geez.
sus.
Maybe I'm spelling it
As
wrong.
the-
Maybe it was
as the kids say,
Choca-Cola or something.
Chocola.
I see. There's a bunch. Can Museum.
Oh, it's in the Can Museum? That means you're not going to be finding anytime soon.
Yeah, no, they don't make it anymore. I take that back. I did see some, maybe it's 2000, 2002 or something, or a grocery store had one of those end caps that had like a bunch of random weird sodas.
Oh, I'm sure. So we have this place. I'll find some.
Chocola. All right, I found it. $7 on eBay. You can get a glass bottle of it, empty. Chocola. Cow Power. Chocolate flavored beverage made with dairy products.
But it's carbonated?
Oh,
here it
no,
is.
that's not the same thing.
I found it right here. Shake Me, I'm Good.
I saw that one. That was in the museum. Interesting.
All right, I'm gonna find some chocolate soda. That's
Here's if I get that in camera here without the light glaring. That's what it used to look like back when I remember it there.
Okay. Chalk-Ola.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. Big soda fans here.
Yeah.
It goes well with soda, Bri.
What's that?
Even
Factor.
dinner.
You mean Factor 75, where you can just microwave your meal in only 2 minutes and have all your macros you need for the day? I believe they actually have keto options as well.
Scott Hulu's in the chat. Scott, listen, Lou, listen to this. There is one diner in Indianapolis that bought the rights and still makes it.
Ah, good to know.
Thank
that.
you
That's
very
going
much,
on that's going on
Mike.
the sticky note. I've got a Chocola supply. All right.
All right,
right.
so Father Goose did say, "Hey Lou, my grandfather's from Pendleton, Indiana. His siblings and their families still live there. My grandfather is the only one to have left home." Huh. Pendleton is
Got friends.
only a little...
That's a nice place. Got a
Yeah,
good
we got-
casino up there nowadays.
We got a whole bunch of Indianians.
Indianans.
Indians.
Name the
Hoosiers,
dog
Hoosiers,
Indiana.
Sean Astin's dad is in Erie, Indiana. Oh my God! Look at all this coming together. We got Lou in India. Oh man, this is great.
Yeah, Erie, Indiana was a great show. It was like a Twilight Zone-y, kids on bikes. Pete and Pete meets Twilight Zone. I always thought.
Nicely put. Yeah. And once again, what a time that was. You had
Oh.
Erie, Indiana. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yep.
Pete and Pete. Oh, beautiful.
I love Pete and Pete.
Yes.
We got to do like a whole episode of just Pete and Pete episodes.
Can you find Pete and Pete?
Yeah, you can buy it on DVD. I have it on
Uh-huh.
DVD,
I
and you
don't
can
have
watch them on. You can watch them on. We should just watch them. I just pop the DVDs in, and we'll just stream them on
We'll
Twitch.
watch some Pete and Pete.
Yeah,
Watch me cry.
dude, that show. So many great episodes.
The ice cream one.
Ice
Jeez,
cream one,
come
yeah.
on.
That's like that hits home. I that's like the one. Like I did the ice cream man reel where he
Yep.
talks about like he's just an ice cream man, like has to go with the season.
Yep.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna get
Nah,
choked
let's
up.
not. Let's not. Let's end on a high note.
Well, I mean, we got a couple minutes. We got to burn some time because I contractually have to be on for 2 hours with Factor.
It's 10 o'clock.
It's not registering it. I'll let you know.
He's got the sponsor countdown.
I do. I've been refreshing the page.
Hey, I think we're onto something here, Bri. I think streaming some early Nickelodeon shows would be really cool.
Absolutely, we could do it.
You can't do that on television, little turkey TV.
Yeah, out of control. Man, I don't even know if we can find it.
At his peak right there.
Yeah.
Right?
So what else? So Are You Afraid of the Dark? Pete and Pete.
Salute Your Shorts.
Do some Salute Your Shorts. Hey Dude episodes.
How about Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Yeah,
Guts.
Olmec, Guts.
Yeah.
I know. I want a Crag. I want a Crag, piece of the Crag so bad.
Oh, I know, piece of the aggro crag.
You could buy them.
Really?
Yeah. On Etsy, people make them like lights out of them. I mean, it would be perfect for my little setup back there. Get a piece of the Crag.
Yeah, sure. The crag. The crag.
Or like, what was they had the video game show
Oh, that was great.
where
That
it was
was
like
great.
green screen video. Like,
Yeah, you had to jump up and down and
what was
collect
it
coins and
called,
stuff.
though? Nick Arcade.
Yep, Nick Arcade.
There's some great like Double Dare style segment in VHS 99.
No. Oh, yeah. That was horrible.
What's
Horrible.
What's VHS 99? Oh,
VHS movie.
I didn't watch that one.
Oh, it's yep. Want to wash your hands off of that.
You don't like it? You didn't like the VHS 99?
What's the one I saw? I like the one before it. VHS 99.
94. I've seen all of them except for 99. 94 had some good parts. That's the one.
That's the one with the funeral home.
Yeah, the one I hated.
Loved that
You loved that one.
I loved the
I
funeral home
hated
one.
the funeral home one.
You did? That
Yes.
really scared me. I thought they did the funeral home well.
So boring.
Oh,
I was like,
God. How about there was a piece too of like the demon in that little cabinet that they were all worshiping.
I don't remember that one.
Maybe I'm getting that confused with that other show I was watching.
Have you guys seen the Cabinet of Curiosities?
Yeah,
I haven't watched
watched
it.
good stuff.
all of them.
Is it good? I haven't watched it.
There's one or two dogs, but almost all of them fire on all four. It's nice.
What's the one? There was a couple of really bad misses. The Lovecraft
one with the painting.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the guy's name. Why can't I think of not Peking Man? Come on, brain. Gone. But yeah, the artist's name is the name of the. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That one was Pickman's Model.
Pickman's Model, yeah. That's what it is.
Not bad. My favorite one was the one with Eric Andre. The 70s one, where the guy collects all the kind of, the record producer, the genius, the rocket scientist, and all that. That one was
Peter Welch in it. That one, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. But yeah,
I haven't watched it.
There's some really good ones.
I like the grave robber guy. That episode.
That was a really cool one.
Dang, it's still.
Oh, that makes sense. The director of Mandy did that one. That's why I like that one so much.
Which one is it?
It's like number 7 or number 8, and it's got Eric Andre, and I forget who the what's his name?
RoboCop. Peter Welch, right?
Yeah. Excuse me, but we refer to him not as RoboCop on this show.
What do we refer to him as?
Mr. RoboCop?
No, we refer to him as Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh, right. Yeah. Lou, you a fan of Buckaroo Banzai?
I am.
Yeah.
And the Hong Kong Cavaliers?
Yep.
For sure.
Oh, my God. What a movie.
Get him on stage.
The Viewing. Thank you, Brockenwich. The Viewing is my favorite episode of Cabinet of Curiosities. And I think I know you well enough, Bri, to say that you will probably like that one the most.
What is it? What is the show on? What can I watch it on?
Netflix, I believe, right?
All right. I will get to it. I'm gonna have a lot of time on my hands coming up, so I will watch it. So
Excellent.
I will get to it. I don't watch a lot of newer stuff, and I don't watch a lot of TV shows.
Brian, what are you going to eat while you're watching?
Well, thank you, Lou. I'm going to fire up some Factor 75, and I will use my promo code to get 50% off my first box.
Beautiful.
And I will watch the viewing. It's only 2 minutes in the microwave, and you can have all your nutritional meals. It's like it's a futuristic Jetsons. Were we on air when we talked about it being like a Jetsons?
Like the Jetsons. Like
how come like food in pill form hasn't come out yet?
I'm surprised it hasn't. Yeah.
You always see in shows and movies. It was like Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, I believe, has food in pill form as like such a strange cut to talk about food in pill form.
But I like it when they do like certain foods, like a turkey pill. Not just all your nutrients from one pill, but it's specific to the meal.
Yeah.
Like, this is a Thanksgiving dinner.
Reminds me of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, Charlie and Chocolate Factory. Yeah.
Now it's time for dessert.
You ever
if there was food in pill form, would you want it? Because I don't have a lot of time for much, but I'll make time for food, right?
I gotta make.
That's why there's no food in pill form, because realistically, I like food. You eat food.
Yeah.
Getting it in pill form is ridiculous. Oh, look at Punishment says they also have multiple selections for any kind of diet, including keto and vegetarian. Joey, you can get Factor 75 because nerd alert, Joey's a vegan.
I am not a vegan.
He's a crossfitting vegan.
I am not vegan.
Who plays Powered by the Apocalypse games.
I gotta go, guys. I'll see you later.
I'm logging off. No, I am not vegan. I don't eat animals. I eat fish. I eat fish and shellfish, but I am 2 years into pescatarianism.
Yeah, until I show up.
Yeah, you're gonna try to make me break my edge.
I'm breaking the edge.
We're gonna.
I got
cows. We're gonna find one
there
in
the field. They're my favorite little animals to taste.
Excellent.
What's that?
Cattle.
Cows. Yeah.
Cows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joey's next game's Powered by Vegan.
Oh my god.
The chat says, "Hey, I didn't say it. The chat said it.
I am not vegan.
I know he's pescatarian. Isn't that like a religion?
That's Rastafari.
Presbyterian.
That would get into the muffins. No, must be Presbyterian.
A pescatarian, Presbyterian, Rastafari. Yeah. Powered by the Apocalypse. Oh my god.
Did you like that one?
Jump off the roof.
Don't worry, we still have time. I mean, you guys can go. I have to literally sit here and talk about.
We've been on for 2 hours and 7 minutes.
I know. I don't know. It's not registering. I'll tell you one of them did. We got one of them.
There you go, Pastafarian. Yeah,
Pastafarian. Yeah. Isn't that like the giant spaghetti monster?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Battle Ninjas. What's Battle Ninjas?
What's Battle Ninjas? Factor is watching. That's great. This chat has been awesome tonight.
That's a good chat. Lou, what'd you think of the show?
What show?
Our show.
It was fun to be on. That was great, man.
Got another backer tonight?
You need to upgrade from sticky notes to write down the stuff you need to check out to a full-blown notepads or even spiral bound. I could have written a lot more stuff. I need to
I want to look into your maps. I'm very interested in this map.
You know what's interesting is I was on Lou's show, This Old Dungeon, and they ask you before you show up, like, what are your three favorite, like, what are you, like, three nerdisms, right? So Master Universe I picked Hostess, and I don't remember my third one. Probably, I think Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, of course, I got all the Hostess ones right, because I'm a fat kid. And then I got all the Genesis ones right. But Lou came with the heat. I got every single Master Universe one wrong.
To his credit, it turned out that one of the sources that I had been taking information from was not correct. So he did actually get one of them right that we counted wrong. I did retcon it when I released the episode. I had a little blurb in there saying, hey, just to let you all know, he actually did get that point right.
But there's a lot of deep lore in Masters
It
of the
wasn't
Universe.
even, but you would be surprised. It was like hard questions.
Okay.
Which
I'm
playset,
trying to
Joey?
think. The one I remember, the one that I'm
The
talking about was
playset.
I asked about like what was the biggest, but by height, what was the biggest playset released? Snake
Eternia.
Mountain, Castle Grayskull, Eternia, and whatever the She-Ra castle was.
The Crystal Castle. I would
Crystal
say
Castle,
it would be
yeah.
Eternia.
And that is the correct answer. However, the site that I went to
Said
find
Snake
their
Mountain.
measurements had
Snake Mountain.
had that being taller. But I
There's
think
no
they might
way.
have been referencing a remake of it or
Yeah,
something.
there's no way. Like knowing, I mean, we've talked about it on the air, but I'm bringing it up again because it's still a sore subject. No, just kidding. But like having Snake Mountain as a kid and a Castle Grayskull, obviously, I don't know anybody who had an Eternia.
No, I've never seen an Eternia. Like, I've never seen an Eternia. I mean,
I haven't
it's
seen it in
massive.
a while, but I saw it at a toy shop a couple
yeah,
years
right. No, I just, as a kid, I never knew anybody who had Eternia.
It's like the SS flag, right? It's like that
Yeah,
grail of a
it's
toy.
mythic. It's
Yeah.
it's like a crypto. I remember the last thing I ever saw a He-Man was a Horde Trooper on the shelf. And then I think at that time, was it Superpowers that was taken over?
Yeah.
And
Are you collecting these new superpowers?
no.
I kind of want the Deathstroke one.
Yeah, I'm not collecting them. They're just, the packaging is awesome. I love the idea. I want I don't know why they just don't do it like they did it with Ghostbusters. Just make them exactly how they used to be. Throw them in the package, and idiots like me are going to spend every last dollar I have, and my kids will go starving to collect superpowers because you can't. Superpowers is so overpriced.
Oh my god, yeah. I like a buddy of mine. He sells, like, I got the Swamp Thing off him.
Yeah,
on card. He has every superpowers on card, all the vehicles like to sell. Like we're talking low end $300.
Oh yeah. I mean, even the Flash, like you couldn't give away a Flash figure. They made so many of those. But like I went to right before COVID, Elvis and I went to a toy show in Connecticut. Great toy show. But there was a new guy there this time, and he came with like a big wooden case with the glass cover, and it was like Cyborg, Mr. Miracle, Plastic Man, or that whole last set.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was a museum. Nobody there. Everybody just walked, oh, beautiful, look at this. Like, the guy wasn't even there to sell them. He was just showing them off. But yeah. I remember getting a Mr. Miracle. I had to choose between Mr. Miracle and Plastic Man.
That is true.
That was probably the same trip as when I last saw the Horde Trooper. I remember
Joey, your kids won't starve if you subscribe to Factor 75. The punishment said in the chat. Somebody will subscribe.
Lou, who's your favorite Masters of the Universe action figure?
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
I like the baddies, right?
Yeah, of course.
I think probably Trapjaw.
Trapjaw is
something about his design,
iconic.
Aesthetic.
Iconic design.
The best part about him, forget about the arms. The best part about him, the little thing in his helmet that he can slide down a string on. That was brilliant.
I'm a Scareglow fan because I like everything glow in the dark.
I think we're hitting the holy trinity of the bad guys. I'm going to throw in Stinkor.
Sad to say, the new Stinkor does not smell.
Come on, what are they doing? Why even sell it?
Agreed.
No, it looks good. Those figures do look good. I got to say, the new figures look nice. I'm not actively collecting them. I just don't have the room. I bought a Scareglow, and I got the Skeletor when it first came out, just because you had to. But
yeah,
I mean, but you said the baddies, but geez, I'm thinking about it. There weren't a lot of good guys. I think
Triclops, Daka Flocka Flame.
That's a nice one.
Yeah,
I mean, my favorite good guy, Mossman. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think he smells either.
The new one?
Yeah, I don't think they did a Mossman.
No, they did. He was like a special one or something like that.
Oh,
you couldn't get him in the store.
Man, see, that's the problem and they're stopping that line, the Origins line. They're not doing it anymore.
They're
So
going deep, man.
what do
They're
you
going
think
down
about
to
the character
they're going down to
redesign?
Sunman. I had a Sunman. I remember getting a Sunman at a Toys R Us probably in the early 90s. It was in the clearance section, piles of them. I remember I had one, but I think I traded it for a open belly.
Lou, are you talking about like the Masterverse ones?
No.
Yeah, I don't know the lines very well, but the ones that are very like, I don't know, like anime style with very disproportionate
That's the
limbs.
Masterverse. Yeah.
Okay.
I like some of them. There's they just did a Too Bad
The Too
Masterverse
Bad.
one.
I'm not a Masterverse guy, but I do like the Too Bad.
I think I'm gonna get the Too Bad Masterverse.
The I saw Leech at Walmart the other day,
Yeah,
and
I got
do
the
like that
Leech.
they added. You got him. I like how they added the cartoon accurate head. That's a really cool one.
Yep, got the Leech. I actually the what's that line? I got two of them off the line. I can't remember the name of the line. The one before. I don't remember the name of it. It's a Master Universe line. It's the
2000X
classics.
Oh, classics. Yeah.
I got the the meme song when he's singing the and I'll step to the morning. I got that figure.
Nice.
And he comes in a holographic box. It's back there. I wish I had it up here. I'd show it to you. It's awesome. He comes with the heads like it's Prince Adam singing it.
Yeah.
Phenomenal figure. It was like a Comic-Con exclusive.
King Hiss blew my mind when I saw it. I mean, a kid brought him to Stephen McCallowitz in third grade. I'll never forget it. Brought King Hiss to school. I hadn't even seen a commercial for him yet, and that blew my mind. I don't know if I've ever been more ravenous for an action figure.
That
was one that fell apart and had the snakes inside.
Yeah. I love everything about a third. So like G.I. Joe did it and He-Man did it, where there was like an a hidden villain of the snake invasion, the snake people.
Yep.
I'm working on it.
The Horde too. The Horde. I was all in on the Horde. Those guys blew my mind.
Yeah, but wasn't the Horde like across isn't that She-Ra though, right? Yeah. It came over to He-Man.
Yeah.
Hordak. I had a Hordak costume as a kid.
Oh, I remember that. I love Hordak. I love Leechman, Mantenna, and Grizzlor. I never knew of I never saw a blackface Grizzlor when I was a kid.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I don't really remember.
Yeah, there's two ones. There's the blackface Grizzlor, and then there's the brownface Grizzlor.
Interesting. It's kind of like Snaggletooth, right? The Star Wars guy.
Yeah.
Or is that his name? Snaggletooth?
Yeah,
Snaggletooth.
Dang, it still says we're not done yet.
I gotta take the dogs out. I'm gonna
That's
get
fine.
All right.
I'll you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cheat. So I'm gonna put it back to the stream starting soon and just let it sit and play the theme song.
Very good.
I'm gonna cheat the system. Don't
tell.
It
was a good episode, everybody.
Yeah, awesome episode. Lou, I'm glad we got you on. Finally,
it's been awesome to be here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's roll some dice, Lou.
Yep. So we're gonna get Lou to run us. I mean, he doesn't have to run us, but he could join us in some Weird Heroes or something.
That would be cool.
Bring him to the roster.
I've been ever since I got your game, man. I've been thinking of all the cool public access heroes you could come up with.
That's one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. Forget the adventure; it's just making the characters.
Yeah,
it's some good ones.
Super fun. I know. I never think outside the box. I always do boring guys. But then you got what was Levi Kung Fu Dracula?
No, that was John. Oh wait, no, Levi was Levi was Kung Fu Dracula, and then Hambone was Elvis.
Yeah, he was like an Elvis impersonator.
Yep.
So
man,
awesome.
That was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
That's the bane of. Well, we won't talk about it. So Joey, he got Punishment.
Oh, you got Tales from Fairhaven in. All right.
I'm dying to see that book. I don't even get to see it, and I'm in the dang book.
I'm bringing it to Total Con in 2 weeks, brother.
I know. Well, unfortunately, I won't be able to go to the Mozzarella Mausoleum first, but I'll make it out there.
Maybe on the way home.
Yeah, actually, on the way home I could because we'll talk about it. But yeah,
all right.
I easily could.
Guys,
So-
have a great night. Thank you to everybody in the chat. And if you're around, Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is Joey Royale's Pizza Party on the Goodman Games channel. I'll be joined by cousin Marty.
Yep, Marty will be there.
Marty, Dr. Metal, Jen and Bob Brinkman, Ashraf from all the way down in the Uganda, who's making some DCC stuff. And who did I forget? Oh, Thorin Thompson, who's going to be talking about his Kickstarter as well. So it'll be a great time. Good night, everybody.
All right, have a good night. Talk to you later. It's not working, so I'm just gonna sit here and anybody's in the chat. I'm just literally gonna probably open a pack of cards or something to kill some time. Factor, make it a little bigger. Kind of mess around with some stuff here. If anybody's even around anymore, there's a couple viewers floating. If you're in the chat, you can chit chat if you got any questions or anything. Burn some time here. I don't know why I keep saying we didn't do it, but we did it. Let's see. Pull out a random pack of cards. Something good. Oh, snotty. All right, trash can trolls. I got a ton of trash can trolls. Make my screen big. I know. I should have just said something about doing it, but there goes the background. Just move the neon lords. Bah, bah, bah. If you're in the chat, if you're still around, cool. Just gonna literally burn some time to try to get this. I don't know why it's not saying we didn't make the cut, but we made the cut. Let me tell you. But trash can trolls. I actually have a box. I opened a sealed box of trash can trolls. It's sitting in the back somewhere. All right. These are awesome. I'm trying to get all of them. We got Barf and Barb. Wrong way. Let's see. Just puking up the hair on the back. Save 7 cents on Jobo Co's Troll Toupees. Never going to make it on the camera. All right. Very cool. We got Lance Scape. Bunch of tools like Edward Scissorhands style hair. On the back is a puzzle piece. I'm never going to make it into the camera. And we got the Thorny Barb, Porcupine, Trash Can Troll, another piece of the puzzle. I want like the puzzle pieces to do like probably frame them for the Trash Can Trolls. And we got Trisha Twister. It's the hair. Is a cyclone. Another piece of the. Why do I keep doing that way? Another piece of the puzzle. Shocked Sherry is my favorite one, and this whole set is phenomenal. I love seeing these ones because I like shipping them out to people because it's like phenomenal artwork, absolutely fantastic, and it's got the 1-900 troll. Save $3 on the 900 troll number. Some risque trolls you can call. I think I read it on air last time, so I'll save the people that one. We got Dustin Justin is a broom head for the troll. Very good. I mean, the artwork is great on these. Can't beat them. I like the Trash Can Trolls. Save 4 cents on Marky's Troll Dental Floss. Great art on the back as well, on the fake coupons. All right, well, that's Trash Can Trolls ripped apart for the sake of factor. Let's see if we got the cut. Hopefully we did, because I'm tired. Nope, still don't have the cut. It's all right. Open another pack. If you're hungry, you can get some factor, I guess. I don't know. Let's see what. Where are these cards? Oh, wrong spot. I want to get something good. Let's see. Deep. All right, Conan 2, all chrome Conan pack. We'll open this. Let's see where this is from. World's most famous barbarian comes alive beneath the brushes of Jusco, Vallejo, Chiodo, and many others. What more could a Conan fan want? How about these blockbuster bonuses? Limited edition foil embossed medallion card, 6 special prism cards, the Elements foil embossed 3-card subset. Now we're talking. These are from Conan Properties Inc., produced by Comic Images, Saddlebrook, New Jersey. Look for special cards. So let's see. Yep. Just like the other, we did a bunch of the chrome ones. These are just Conan chrome. They're probably impossible to see on camera. Yeah, I mean, like, got a cough. So, yeah, I mean, they're thick, crazy thick cards. I like to put these in the mail out. There's another Conan doing Conan things. It's weird, like green colored Conan. There's Conan fighting a spider in the chrome. These cards are awesome. Like all the chromes, we did the Vallejo, Boris Vallejo chrome ones, and I did another. I think I don't remember the other chrome ones we did. I don't remember. Another Conan, like going. I don't know what they're doing. Can barely even see it. They are cool though, the chrome cards. Oh man, that one's sick. Not this one. I mean, it's cool, obviously, but this next one's really awesome. It's Conan fighting like a giant monster. Probably can't even really see it. Not too bad. It's really cool. And then Conan punching a dude with like some embossed stars behind him. Cool stuff. Conan chrome like to see the bonus cards, what those actually look like. Be interesting. So, all right, and we made it. We made it to the end. So thanks for those sticking around. Got to watch some cool stuff. With that, I will go to the outro and thank you. Talk to you later.